Chapter 7:15. However, in the eyes of others, Lin Xian was really happy. Beautiful women were all around him. It was easier to strike up a conversation with a beauty alone, but it was not easy to do it when there were a group of beauties. However, there were still some bolder ones. As Ling Ying and the others were chatting, a few men came over. They were all about 30 years old. It could be seen that they should be successful people like Gong Sun Jun's father. They were probably married, but what did these men like the most? That's right, college students. They probably often had sex, and when they saw Ling Ying and the others, of course, they had evil intentions. Ladies, would you like to have a drink together? The man who spoke was wearing a suit with a smile on his face. He said, "I'm Chong Kai, the director of the Chong Group. This is my business card." This time Lin Xian came over. "Make way, make way." Then Lin Xian sat in the middle of them and looked up at him. "You are?" "Oh, I'm Chong Kai, the director of the Chong Group." Halfway through his words, he saw the young man in front of him handing the ice cream to one of the beautiful girls. Then he put his arm around their shoulders. He was stunned. "Oh, what's the matter?" Lin Xian looked indifferent. He hugged Ling Ying with one hand and Yi with the other. Lu Yufan next to them was jealous. If he knew earlier, he would have changed seats with Yi. Otherwise he would be hugging himself now. But it was nothing. Xiao Runing had a smile on her face. Let's not talk about whether Lin Xian had a girlfriend or not. His relationship with these excellent girls had reached the point where they didn't care about hugging each other. It already showed that their relationship was very good. It also showed that Lin Xian was a person who could make girls like him. After all, she had experienced it herself. Lin Xian had kissed her several times, and she couldn't get angry. However, it was normal for Lin Xian to have a good relationship with them. "Ahem, it's nothing. I'm just here to get to know you." Chong Kai's expression was somewhat ugly. This brat was actually hugging left and right. Excuse me for asking, these two ladies are..." "Oh? They are all my girlfriends," Lin Xian said indifferently. "Chong Kai." Xiao Runing also sighed helplessly. This bastard. Chong Kai was completely dumbfounded. "It's fake. Must be fake. Little Ying, give me a kiss." "No, there are too many people. I'll let you kiss me when we get home." Cough cough. At this moment, Wang Haiyang happened to walk over. "Young Master Lin, sisters-in-law, the banquet is about to begin." One had to admit that this Wang Haiyang definitely had the potential to be a bootlicker. In order to suck up to Lin Xian, he had been paying attention to Lin Xian's situation. Then, when he saw that someone seemed to be going over to hit on Lin Xian, he quickly walked over to give face to Lin Xian. When Chong Kai heard Wang Haiyang's words, he silently walked away. F***CK. "Mr. Chong, what's going on? Who exactly is that brat? This is fake, right?" One of them was particularly puzzled and asked. "I'm not sure, but that person just now was Wang Haiyang. This person is the son of the president of Lin and City's Bounty Hunter Guild. It can be seen that he is very respectful towards that Lin Xian. I'm afraid that he really is a big Buddha from somewhere. There are still many amazing people in this world. I can't help but admire him." On the other side, Lin Xian clinked glasses with Wang Haiyang. Only then did Wang Haiyang notice Xiao Runing. "Miss Xiao." Wang Haiyang hurriedly became serious. "What are you afraid of? I'm not a demon." Xiao Runing smiled and said, "No. I didn't mean to offend Miss Xiao." Xiao Runing nodded her head. Wang Haiyang let out a sigh of relief. Then he looked at Han Chusha and said, "Chushua, let's dance together later." Han Chusha shook her head and said, "I don't know how to dance, thank you." "If that's the case, then forget it." "Yo, Gong Sun Jun is here. His father is here as well." Then Wang Haiyang walked over. Almost everyone was gathered there. "This person is Chushua's admirer, right?" Xiao Runing said. Lin Xian nodded his head and said, "Yes, but unfortunately, all the beautiful girls are mine." "Shameless." Lu Yufan muttered. Let's go. After all, they are here. It is impolite for us to continue sitting here. Then they got up and walked over. That Gongsun Jun was indeed very handsome today. He was dressed to the nines. Especially when he saw so many people, all of whom came for him. Especially when he saw Xiao Xinyue, who was so beautiful that he fell in love with her every time he saw her. That sense of excellence was even stronger. His gaze swept behind him, and his brows slightly wrinkled. He found that not only Ling Ying, but also several beautiful girls were surrounding Lin Xian. But it didn't matter. In the whole field, Lin Xian had many old acquaintances. Beside Gongsun Jun was a middle-aged man. This should be Gongsun Jun's father, Gongsun Hao. He was a very powerful existence in the whole Lin and city. After all, he was the hall master of the Azura Palace. Since the boss of the Azura Palace was not here, the Azura Palace's power in Lin and city was under his control. Everyone please be quiet. Gongsun Hao also had a face full of smiles. He was very happy today. First, it was his son's birthday, and second, it was his son's girlfriend. She was so excellent that he was very satisfied. Today is my son Gongsun Jun's birthday. I am very grateful for everyone's attendance. Everyone knows that I only have one precious son. He also worked hard and got a lot of awards and achievements. Then there was a thunderous applause. Brother Gongsun, your son really worked hard. Yes, he got the second place in the Sky Martial Assembly. My son didn't even enter the top 50. Sigh, it's really infuriating to compare with others. Of course, don't you see how hard Gongsun Jun worked? Below, a group of people were licking him. Course Gongsun Hao liked this feeling. He smiled and said, yes, my son got the second place. Originally, I thought he could get the first place, but in the end, he lost to a more excellent girl. Of course, I am very happy today because I heard my son said that he has a girlfriend. I am even happier because my son's girlfriend is the genius girl who defeated him. Hua! The people around, whether they knew or didn't know, were very surprised. Little Xinyue, come up. Gongsun Hao looked at Xiao Xinyue in front of him, then smiled and waved at her. Xiao Xinyue frowned. She just came to participate in his birthday party. She didn't have any other intentions. But she didn't know it would be like this. She didn't like it. Chapter 7:16. As Xiao Xinyue's sister, Xiao Runing certainly knew that she didn't like such occasions. She could participate in some occasions with many people, but she didn't like to be the focus of everyone's attention on such occasions. Although she was very beautiful and was already the focus, she didn't like the feeling that everyone could look at her. Perhaps if Gongsun Jun was someone she really liked, she wouldn't care, but Gongsun Jun wasn't someone she really liked. To be precise, she didn't know whether she liked this Gongsun Jun or not. If she didn't like him, then she couldn't agree to be his girlfriend. If she liked him, why couldn't she be happy? Xiao Xinyue knew that the reason why she agreed to be Gongsun Jun's girlfriend was that he was really outstanding. He had been pursuing her for nearly 3 years. Xiao Xinyue also saw these things in her eyes. Secondly, he saved her life. Coupled with the former factor, she agreed. It had to be said that girls, no matter how difficult it was to approach a girl, her heart was still soft. However, although Xiao Xinyue didn't like it, she still had to give face. Then she slowly walked up. Wow, so beautiful! I have lived for more than 40 years and have never seen such a beautiful girl. Could she be a star? Star? I don't think stars are so beautiful. Gongsun Jun, this child, is really blessed. The people below were talking about it. Of course, most of them were really amazed from the heart. The others were just for Gongsun Hao to hear and to give him face. It had to be said that it really gave him face. This future daughter-in-law was so beautiful. As a father-in-law, he was extremely happy. Come, Juner, introduce her to everyone. Gongsun Hao patted Gongsun Jun's shoulder. Gongsun Jun looked a little embarrassed and then took Xiao Xinyue's hand. Xiao Xinyue subconsciously wanted to pull back, But in front of so many people, she still chose to accommodate. Everyone, let me introduce you. This is my girlfriend, Xiao Xinyu. Today is my birthday, but I specifically emphasize that you don't need to prepare any birthday gifts. That's because I've already received the most important gift for me. Gong Sun-jun looked at Xiao Xinyu and said. His words were really touching. Good. There was a thunderous applause below. Look at her. Look at you. Ling Ying pinched Lin Xian's waist next to Lin Xian. Damn. What's wrong? Lin Xian was dumbfounded. Humph. Ling Ying snorted and didn't continue to say anything. Xiao Runing looked at this scene and the corners of her mouth curled up into a smile. Of course, she had seen some clues about Xiao Xinyu. It was that she felt very restrained and uncomfortable when she held hands with Gong Sun-jun. She didn't like it. She wasn't sure, but she felt that it might be because of her sister's personality. She was cold and arrogant. Although she was kind-hearted, she didn't know how to express her feelings at all. She didn't even know how to express her feelings to her parents. For example, she wouldn't say, "Daddy, I love you" to her father or "Happy Mother's Day" to her mother. She wouldn't say these because she didn't know how to express it, especially in front of so many people. Xinyu, are you happy? Gong Sun-jun smiled and asked Xiao Xinyu. Xinyu, happy. Why couldn't she be happy? Then she squeezed out a smile with much difficulty. She smiled faintly and then walked down. Ahem, don't mind her. Xinyu doesn't like crowded places and she doesn't like to be watched, Gong Sun-jun explained. She's obviously shy. It's rare to see a girl like her. Young Master Gong Sun is really lucky. Xiao Xinyu walked to a corner, picked up some food for herself and ate it quietly. Her gaze landed on Lin Xian and the others behind the crowd. She didn't know why, but when she saw them, she felt a little better. She felt conflicted and lost. Gong Sun-jun then smiled and said, "All right, let's eat and drink as much as we want. Also, I have a little secret to tell everyone. We have hidden 5 red crystals on the field. They are not too small, about the size of a ping-pong ball. It is actually not difficult to find them. If anyone can find them, my Gong Sun family will cooperate with him in a project." Wow! Hearing Gong Sun-jun's words, everyone couldn't help but exclaim. Although the Gong Sun family wasn't very rich in Lin and city, it was very powerful. If they could cooperate with the Gong Sun family, it would obviously be very good for them. Okay, everyone must be hungry. The party will start now. As Gong Sun-jun's voice fell, the people around dispersed. They seemed to be chatting with each other on the surface, but in fact, everyone was paying attention to where the red crystals were hidden. Gong Sun-jun smiled and walked to Xinyue's side in the corner. Why don't you chat with everyone? Xinyue shook her head. I don't like it. Well, I have to entertain a lot of people, so I can't accompany you all the time, but I'll be done soon. Okay. Xinyue nodded, and then Gong Sun-jun walked away. Hallmaster, that's Lin Xian. A thin and weak man walked past Gong Sun-hao. Lin Xian also recognized this man, Jin Bao. Last time when they went to eat hot pot, this guy looked for trouble, and Lin Xian beat him up. This Jin Bao was one of Gong Sun-hao's left and right hands. Gong Sun-hao looked at Lin Xian. Of course he knew Lin Xian, and of course he also knew that this Lin Xian beat up his left and right hands. He even received a message from Liao Jian to deal with this Lin Xian. However, Liao Jian said that the hatred between them hadn't reached a high level, and he needed to be careful when dealing with Lin Xian. Moreover, he also knew that it was his own people who provoked this Lin Xian first, and his identity as the Azura Hall Master was a bit sensitive, so even if he wanted to make a move on Lin Xian, he needed to be very careful. Gong Sun-hao then saw that Lin Xian was surrounded by so many beautiful girls and frowned. In the eyes of men, how good a man wasn't based on how much money he had, but on how many beautiful girls he had around him. If these girls were good or not, then the better they were, the better the man would be. Therefore, this scene made Gong Sun-hao feel that Lin Xian wasn't simple. Well, find a chance and bring a few strong people to cripple him. Be careful, don't expose yourself, and don't let others find you. Gong Sun Hao said to Jin Bao as he drank the red wine in his hand. Yes. Jin Bao sneered. This Lin Xian pierced his hand with chopsticks. He must pay back 10 times. Chapter 717. The party went on as usual. Lin Xian didn't care about the red crystal. Sorry, he didn't want it. They just sat there eating and chatting. Everything around them had nothing to do with them. Why do you keep looking at her? Xiao Runing was also by everyone's side the whole time. She would always see the beautiful girl beside Lin Xian and would always look at Xiao Xinyue. Ah! Lin Xian coughed and touched the tip of his nose awkwardly. Did she notice that too? Why did she have to look at Xiao Xinyue? Because she was the mission target. Fortunately, when Xiao Runing said this, Ling Ying and the others went to get the food, so no one heard it. Damn, my eyes are on my body. I can look at her if I want. Why do you care? Lin Xian rolled his eyes at Xiao Runing. Men are really bad. It's no use looking at her. She's pretty but she already has a boyfriend. What did you do earlier? Xiao Runing laughed. Damn, I didn't know her earlier. You have so many pretty girls around you. They're not worse than her. Why do you keep looking at her? Xiao Runing didn't understand. Xiao Ningning, you don't understand. Although the girls around me are pretty, they're already in my hands. Once they're in my hands, they're not that attractive anymore. In other words, the flowers at home are not as fragrant as the wild flowers. Puffed. Xiao Runing couldn't help but laugh. Already in your hands. She laughed out loud. Although she felt that Lin Xian was indeed capable and that girls should like him, and that he had a good relationship with Ling Ying and the others, she knew about Ling Ying and Han Chushua's status. How could they be so easily wooed? This Lin Xian really didn't think twice before speaking nonsense. Lin Xian didn't understand. Was society like this now? She wouldn't believe you if you said it was true. It's up to you to believe it or not. Lin Xian shrugged. I say it's not right for you to do this. She already has a boyfriend. If you still have such thoughts, you have a moral problem. Do you understand? Xiao Runing said. As long as you swing the hoe well, there's no corner that you can't dig. Tisk. Xiao Runing rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Sure enough, all men were like this. However, if you become my girlfriend, Xiao Ningning, then I will definitely give up on other women. How about it? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Scram. Fine, I'll scram. It's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault for not being good enough for you. Xiao Runing. Bastard. In the entire venue, there were too many people paying attention to Lin Xian. Each of them had their own agenda. There were also many people who came to chat with Lin Xian. After all, they were in the same business circle. Of course, they knew about the relationship between Lin Xian and the Yeshien group. At the very least, they knew that Lin Xian was Lin Ya's younger brother. In their opinion, the Yeshien group was a rising star that would illuminate the entire night sky in the future. Therefore, it was reasonable for them to come over and hand Lin Xian their business cards. However, they didn't have much hope because they also knew that the Yeshien group wouldn't have any cooperation for the time being. They also didn't know if Lin Xian had any status in the Yeshien group. On the other side, Liao Zhibang walked towards a handsome man and handed him a glass of red wine. You know what to do, right? Liao Zhibang said. The man nodded. Young Master Liao, don't worry. Just leave it to me. I will definitely do it properly for you. Well, I will wait outside. Once this matter is done, I will give you the remaining 5 million on the spot. Liao Zhibang then drank the red wine and glanced at Xiao Xinyue in the corner. Now that Gong Sun Jun's full attention was on greeting these guests, it was the best time to make a move. Then, Fong Tian shook the red wine glass with a smile on his face. He had the temperament of a young master with a relatively high status. Then, Fong Tian walked in front of Xiao Xinyue. Hello, Miss Xiao. Xiao Xinyue glanced at him and then nodded slightly to express her greeting. I am Gong Sun Jun's cousin, Fong Tian. I have been away all year round. I just came back and I heard that he found a girlfriend, and such a beautiful girlfriend. Really surprised me. Xiao Xinhua nodded slightly. Since he was Gong Sun Jun's cousin, she still had to treat him with respect. It had to be said that she was still a very good girlfriend because she knew how to give face to her man. Even if she didn't like it, she wasn't sure whether she liked it or not. If she really didn't like it, she wouldn't have agreed to be Gong Sun Jun's girlfriend. However, why didn't she have the happy feeling of being in love? Feng Tian then asked with a smile, "Do you like to eat osmanthus cake?" Xiao Xinhua said slightly, "It's okay. I like this kind of fragrance." "Then you have to try the Sephora cake. Wait a minute, I will get it for you." Xiao Xinhua was just about to stop him, but Feng Tian had already run away. He was very fast. It seemed that he really wanted to recommend something to her. Then, Feng Tian took a piece of Sephora cake and secretly sprinkled a colorless powder on it. It looked like the flour on the Sephora cake. Then he smiled and walked towards Xiao Xinhua. "Come try it. Sephora cake." Feng Tian handed it to Xiao Xinhua. "Thank you." Xiao Xinhua felt that he was Gong Sun Jun's cousin after all. Moreover, he was doing it out of kindness. Even if she didn't want to eat it, she still took a bite. "How is it?" "It's pretty good." "Ha ha ha, then I won't disturb you. Take your time." Feng Tian then walked away with a smile. Liao Zhibong saw this scene from afar and the corner of his mouth curled up. The first step was successful. That's right. The Sephora cake was the medicine that Liao Zhian gave him. This medicine was very effective, but it took time to take effect. However, if it was evaporated, it would take effect much faster. Liao Zhian often looked at Xiao Xinhua intentionally or unintentionally. When he saw this scene, he knew that it was done. After a few minutes, Feng Tian walked towards Xiao Xinhua again. "Xinhua, someone is looking for you outside." Xiao Xinhua frowned. "It's a very beautiful girl looking for you. I just met her in the toilet. However, she can't come in without an invitation, so she asked me to come in and see if she's your friend." Then Xiao Xinhua walked out. Feng Tian sneered behind her. Although Xiao Xinhua was puzzled, she didn't think too much about it. A very beautiful girlfriend. Did she have one? She didn't know, so she went out to take a look. When Xiao Xinhua walked out, there was no one outside. There were only 2 staff members guarding the entrance of the hall. The entire 4th floor was booked. Therefore, other than the people in the hall, there was no one else. Xiao Xinhua turned around in confusion, looking for that person. Suddenly, she frowned and her figure swayed. Then Xiao Xinhua suddenly turned around. Chapter 7:18. There was a man she didn't know standing behind her, but that wasn't important. The important thing was, what was wrong with her body? She had no strength at all. She couldn't even stand properly, and a strange feeling was slowly rising. It was a feeling she had never felt before. She staggered and quickly held onto the wall beside her. Xiao Xinhua felt that something was wrong. "Who are you?" She realized that she had been too careless. Even now, she didn't know what went wrong. The man in front of her smirked and walked towards her. Xiao Xinhua couldn't resist at all. She wanted to dodge, she wanted to block, but she didn't have the strength. "Young Master Liao, she's under control. The surveillance cameras have been destroyed." He spoke into the mini earpiece in his ear. "Well done. Send her to the designated room and get the money from my butler." The man showed an excited expression and quickly helped Xiao Xinhua to the hotel room next door. "What a beauty!" He stared at Xiao Xinhua lying on the bed and couldn't help but reach out his hand. Then, he suddenly remembered that the room was equipped with surveillance cameras, so he withdrew his hand. Forget it. As long as he got the money, even if he couldn't find a woman of this level, he could at least find a lot of beauties. Then he walked away with satisfaction. On the other side, Xiao Xinhua's disappearance didn't attract anyone's attention. She walked out on her own. Some people might have seen her, but so what? Wasn't it normal for her to go to the toilet or get some fresh air? Big brother Xiao Xinhua is done. What do you think we should do with Lin Xian? Their goal was to ruin Lin Xian's reputation and make Lin Xian an enemy of the Gongsun family. Especially under such circumstances, wouldn't it be perfect? What was missing now? The only thing left now was to trick Lin Xian into going to that room. But it would be difficult to trick Lin Xian. But there was no need to think too much. It might be possible to do it with the simplest method. Go to the room and let the medicine evaporate first. Leave the rest to me. Liao Zhibong nodded. Then he suddenly thought of something and asked, Big brother, that Lin Xian has the space attribute. What if he runs away? Is there any way we can stop his spatial attribute? Liao Jian sneered. Tell me, if he is poisoned and unconscious, do you think he can still think of using the space attribute to escape? I'm afraid that even if we were by his side, he would only play with Xiao Xinyue. That's true. Don't worry about that. Once that medicine takes effect, even a cultivator in the Thunder Tribulation realm will instantly lose his strength after smelling it. After losing his strength, he will become delirious. Then he will feel as if he has been drugged. So, as long as you let it take effect, you don't have to worry about anything else. Remember, don't get drugged. Don't worry, big brother. I'll go over now. Then Liao Zhibong walked out excitedly. As for whether or not they would be found out to be under the influence of aphrodisiac, it didn't matter. Even if they were under the influence of aphrodisiac, as long as they saw this scene, even if they were delirious, and even if everyone could guess that they were being framed, Lin Xian would definitely die after being slapped in the face. In addition, it was best that he did not let anyone find out. So he still had an antidote. This antidote was also in that room. With a little trick, the antidote would also evaporate, but it would only evaporate a few minutes after the aphrodisiac took effect. However, it still needed to be slowly neutralized. He would calculate the time. When they entered, the two of them would still be doing things, but the air would have already been neutralized by the antidote. Lin Xian, provoking me, Liao Jian. You are destined to end up like this. No one knew that something had happened to Xiao Xinyue. Where's Xinyue? Gong Sun Jun looked back and did not see Xiao Xinyue. After thinking about it, he knew that she would not have left. She probably went to the toilet. On the other side, Liao Zhibong came to Xiao Xinyue's room. He looked at Xiao Xinyue, who was lying on the bed with her face flushed red and her brows furrowed. To be honest, this woman was simply unimaginable. At that moment, he even thought of giving up and ignoring everything else. It would be great if he could just play with this woman first. However, he still regained his senses. Such an exquisite woman. That Gong Sun Jun did not even touch her. Who would have thought that Lin Xian would be the one to take advantage of this? Liao Zhibong felt that it was too good for Lin Xian. However, on second thought, the price was his life, so it was slightly better. Liao Zhibong originally thought that it was fine to take advantage of this moment to satisfy his craving. That face, those legs, that figure. However, he was still cautious. If he left his fingerprints on her body, although there was almost no danger, he thought about it and decided not to. Then Liao Zhibong quickly ignited the medicine and activated the pinhole camera on the wall. Everything was ready and he quickly walked out. About 10 minutes later, Feng Tian walked back to Lin Xian's side with a smile on his face. Young Master Lin, are you busy? There's something I need to tell you. Feng Tian smiled and said to Lin Xian. Let's talk here. Feng Tian smiled. I think it's better for the two of us to talk alone. All right. Then Lin Xian walked away. Ling Ying and the others looked at each other. Not letting them hear. There must be something. I guess it must be related to girls. Lu Yufan said. Think so too. Ling Ying smiled. However, she thought about it and let it go. She did not care about him. Lin Xian said that he did not know this person. He was so mysterious. Lin Xian was really a little curious. Sorry, I don't know what the relationship between young Master Lin and those around you is, so it's best not to let them hear it. It's also for young Master Lin's good. Go ahead. Feng Tian said. I'm Miss Zhao's friend. Haha, I'm not really a friend. After all, I'm not qualified. She asked me to tell you that she's waiting for you in room 4003. It seems that she has something very important to tell you. Oh. Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. Then why didn't she send me a WeChat message? Feng Tian frowned. This Lin Xian's point of view was a little strange. I don't know. I just happened to meet her when I went to the toilet. She asked me to come and tell you. After all, it's a little ambiguous, so it's best not to talk about it in front of the girls around young Master Lin. Pass the message. My job is done. It's none of my business whether young Master Lin goes or not. I'm just passing a message on the way. Feng Tian said and walked away. Lin Xian scratched his head. This Xiao Xinyu was really strange. Could it be that she wanted to have a secret rendezvous with him? But why didn't she send him a message on the phone? Could it be that she was friends with Gong Sun Jun? Could it be that she wanted to seduce him? Lin Xian then walked out. Chapter 719. Feng Tian didn't care about this. He just said these words and took the money and left. As for the danger, in the city, as long as he was in a crowded place, there would be no danger. Of course he understood. Then Feng Tian said, "It's been 10 minutes, and they haven't come back yet. At first I thought there might be some misunderstanding and didn't care too much. But 10 minutes later, none of them came back, so I thought there might be some tricks, so I had to tell young Master Gong Sun about this. If there is any offense, please forgive me." Gong Sun Jun clenched his fist. Even if this Feng Tian helped him, he still hated this person very much. Because he said this in front of everyone, it was a slap to Gong Sun Jun's face, a slap to the Gong Sun family's face. Gong Sun Hao's face was also extremely ugly. "You don't believe me. If you don't believe me, go to room 4003 and take a look. I think you will find something," Feng Tian said. Anyway, when these people went out, he didn't care what happened. He just took the money and left. Cough cough. At this time, Gong Sun Hao coughed and said, "Everyone, I know Xinyue very well, and I believe in Xinyue's character, so I think this matter is completely false. Course, since this little brother said so, then we have to go and see. If it's true, then my Gong Sun family and Lin Xian will not give up." Then Gong Sun Hao angrily waved his hand and walked out. The people behind him quickly followed him, and Gong Sun Jun also hurried to follow. He didn't believe it. But he felt something was wrong. First he saw Xiao Xinyu leave long ago. Should be 20 minutes now. Going to the toilet shouldn't take so long, right? Second, Lin Xian also left. Whether there would be any little scheme between them, he didn't know. But he knew that something must have happened to them in the Holy Dragon Flame Cave. Third, he just sent a message to Xiao Xinyu, and she hasn't replied yet. *CK. Let's go and take a look. Then Ling Ying and the others also followed behind. Thus, hundreds of people walked out together and went to the door of room 4003 in a grandiose manner. Bang! Gong Sun Hao directly kicked the door open in anger, and then Gong Sun Jun rushed in. However, inside, there was no one in sight. Liao Zhibong and Liao Jian's pupils constricted when they witnessed this scene. How could this be? How was this possible? They walked around in a circle but didn't see anyone at all. How could such a perfect plan fail? Liao Jian was in disbelief. That's right, under normal circumstances, they would have succeeded. Lin Xian would have indeed fallen for the trap, so how did they fail? Lin Xian's poison attribute. Even if Lin Xian was in the lightning tribulation realm, if it wasn't for the poison attribute, Lin Xian would have already lost consciousness and had sex with Xiao Xinyu. Then he would have been caught red-handed by everyone. It was the poison attribute that saved Lin Xian. Nonsense! Gong Sun Hao shouted angrily and then said angrily, "Where is that person just now? Where did he go?" However, Feng Tian had already taken the money and left the moment they walked out of the hall. Big brother Gong Sun, this matter is indeed a bit strange. The problem now is that Lin Xian has the space attribute. Does he have the ability to suddenly hear the sound of the door being kicked open and take Xiao Xinyu away? Course, I don't mean anything else. I just think that Lin Xian happened to be away for a long time, and that Xiao Xinyu happened to be away for a long time. Someone witnessed this matter. Look at this bed. There are obvious traces of someone lying on it. Liao Jian didn't give up and said, "Humph. No matter what, I must investigate this matter clearly. I believe in Xinyu, but I also won't allow my Gongsun family's future daughter-in-law to be a despicable person." Gongsun Hao clenched his fists. Gongsun Jun was relieved when he saw that no one was there, but where was he? Find me who can contact him. Contact Lin Xian for me. Jun, contact Xinyu. 10 minutes ago, Lin Xian found that something was wrong. He directly released the space attribute and took Xiao Xinyu to room 4005 next door. So now he could hear the movements outside clearly. What should I do? Xiao Xinyu looked at Lin Xian anxiously. Lin Xian really didn't do anything to her. Well, he was just addicted to touching her. That was also necessary, right? After all, he had to hug her, and it was Xiao Xinyu who took the initiative. Lin Xian originally thought that he should take advantage of such a good opportunity to do her. Then he suddenly thought that something was wrong. This was a conspiracy. No, absolutely not. Then he detoxified Xiao Xinyu. Although Xiao Xinyu was delirious, she could probably remember what had just happened. Of course, she was extremely ashamed of her behavior. But now she was also panicking. Or, go out and make it clear, Xiao Xinyu said. Make it clear. How to make it clear? I destroyed the pinhole camera. Even if it can be used as evidence, it is completely unconvincing. Xiao Xinyu calmed down, but her small face was still crimson. Then what should we do? What else can we do? Make up a reason. At this time, Xiao Xinyu's phone rang. She quickly looked at Lin Xian. Just say that you're in the toilet. It's only 20 minutes. Who said that you can't be in the toilet for 20 minutes? I'll use the space attribute to send you there. Okay. Then Xiao Xinyu picked up the phone. Hello Xinyu, where are you? Gongsun Jun quickly asked. Toilet. What's wrong? Xiao Xinyu asked in a calm tone. She didn't expose herself at all. Oh, nothing. Then why didn't you reply to my message just now? Xiao Xinyu said. My WeChat has a do not disturb setting. I didn't look at it. If there's nothing else, then I'm hanging up. Then Gongsun Jun hung up the phone. Xinyu is in the toilet. We shouldn't have believed that person's nonsense. Xinyu is not such a person, Gongsun Jun said angrily. Then Xiao Xinyu walked out of the women's washroom and calmly washed her hands. Of course, the group of people saw her. When they saw her walk out of the women's washroom, they removed their suspicion of her. Even if Liao Jian and the others had other excuses, they couldn't say it out loud because once they said it, they would be suspected. *CK. Liao Jian gritted his teeth. Why did he fail? Then where is Lin Xian? Liao Zhibong didn't give up and asked. Aren't you Lin Xian's friends? Hurry up and ask. Liao Zhibong looked at Ling Ying and the others. Where he is none of your business. Ling Ying said. You. Liao Zhibong was Ling Ying's pursuer. But now it was different. Although he liked Lin Xian, he wanted to destroy Lin Xian more. Liao Zhibong was discouraged. At this time, Lin Xian walked out of the toilet and washed his hands. Oh, what's going on? Why are they all out? Are they going to change to the next round? Lin Xian looked at the people not far away with a surprised face. Chapter 720. The two of them acted very well and didn't reveal any clues from their expressions. It's nothing, just came over to take a look. Lin Xian then wiped his hands and walked over and said, I say, young Master Gongsun, your birthday is poisonous. I haven't had diarrhea for several years. Why do I feel uncomfortable eating here? Maybe you're not used to eating something and happen to eat it. It's probably food poisoning, but for young Master Lin's realm, ordinary food poisoning is not dangerous. Gong Sun Jun said with a smile. When he realized that there was nothing going on between Lin Xian and Xiao Xinyue, and that they were both in the bathroom, he was relieved. His mood instantly improved. Okay, you guys continue. I have to go to the hospital. Happy birthday to you. Lin Xian said. Happy birthday. Then Lin Xian swaggered out. Hey. Ling Ying and the others quickly caught up with Lin Xian. Xinyue, are you okay? Gong Sun Jun worriedly walked towards Xiao Xinyue. It's okay, I'm also a little uncomfortable, so I'm going home to rest. Okay, I'll send you. No need, there are still so many guests to entertain. I'll go back by myself. After saying that, Xiao Xinyue slightly bowed to Gong Sun Hao and then walked away. What a good girl, and you actually wronged her. Where's the person who just spoke? Did you find him? Gong Sun Hao said angrily. Hallmaster, that person seems to have run away when we just went out. Gong Sun Hao clenched his fist. Chase him for me, catch him for me. He dared to frame Xinyue. I want him to pay the price. Gong Sun Jun said angrily. Liao Jian and Liao Zhibong walked into the hall. They seemed to be eating and chatting casually, but both of them didn't look very good. Big brother, why is this happening? Liao Zhibong said that he couldn't accept it. I'm not sure either. Logically speaking, even if Lin Xian was in the lightning tribulation realm, he should have been hit the moment he entered the room. However, he acted normal and even acted out a show with Xiao Xinyue. Liao Jian gritted his teeth. Then let's expose them. Please don't. Liao Jian quickly stopped Liao Zhibong and said, if we expose it, then we will be exposed. Moreover, we have no evidence. This matter can only fail. Did Feng Tian silence him? Liao Zhibong nodded. Uncle Zhang just sent word that he's been silenced. Then there's no need to worry. It's just that I didn't expect this plan to fail. That Lin Xian must have suspected something, but I'm not sure if he'll suspect us. During this period of time, don't act rashly and don't have any contact with that Lin Xian. Yes, but that Lin Xian. Don't worry, he's just lucky to have escaped this time. As long as he's still here, I want him dead. On the other side, Ling Ying, Han Chuxue, Lu Yufan, and Yi Yi caught up with Lin Xian. Hey, what's going on? Ling Ying felt that things weren't that simple. Although it was possible for warriors to fall sick, the probability was really low. Lin Xian smiled and said, someone wants to make a move on me and frame me. Han Chuxue then asked. That means that the rumor about you and Xiao Xinyue being in the same room is true. Lin Xian nodded. It's true, but I was tricked. It was to frame me. But don't worry, nothing happened between us. Lin Xian quickly said. Hisse. Can you remove the strawberry on your neck before saying that? Ling Ying said sourly. Alu. Lin Xian scratched his head. Don't talk nonsense. Okay. Then Lu Yufan took out his small mirror and put it in front of Lin Xian. See for yourself. Lin Xian then took a look. There really were strawberries on his neck, and there were quite a few of them. Fortunately, they were far away at the time, and Lin Xian didn't walk over. He just said a few words and left. Otherwise, he would really be suspected. Ling Ying was very sure that the strawberry wasn't sucked by her. It wasn't there before, and it only appeared just now. Then, all kinds of system notifications of jealous girls appeared in Lin Xian's mind. Lin Xian scratched his head awkwardly. It's like this. Xiao Xinyue was drugged and then... Lin Xian told them what happened. After hearing Lin Xian's words, they naturally chose to believe him. Instead, they forgot about Lin Xian being kissed. More importantly, who wanted to harm Lin Xian? Do you know who it is? Ling Ying asked with a frown. Lin Xian smiled. In short, it can't be someone from the Gongsun family. After all, Xiao Xinyue is Gongsun Jun's favorite. He wouldn't want me to take advantage of her. As for who it is, I have a rough idea. Feng Tian was obviously a gun. He wasn't important. Lin Xian guessed that he was already dead. As for the people behind him, Lin Xian's enemies, The Liao family. Lin Xian could only think of them. If it were other enemies, the evil fiend temple wouldn't do this to him, right? Mingwei. She was nowhere to be found. Maybe if she was there it could be her. However, Lin Xian had his doubts. He felt that it was more likely to be the Liao family. Then what are you going to do? Yi asked worriedly. Don't tell anyone. I know what I'm doing. Since they want to make a move on me, they'll definitely reveal a flaw. Don't worry, play slowly. There's plenty of time. Lin Xian's lips curled. On the other side, Xiao Runing left and caught up with Xiao Xinyue. Of course, she knew that there was something fishy going on. She believed that Gong Sun Jun and Gong Sun Hao also felt that there was something fishy going on. It was just that there was no evidence. Moreover, this wouldn't damage the Gong Sun family's image. Xinyue. Xiao Runing called out to Xiao Xinyue. At this moment, Xiao Xinyue was very conflicted. She was about to die. Lin Xian also told her some of her guesses. She also knew that those people's goal was actually Lin Xian. She was just a springboard in the middle. This had already insulted her dignity, so she would definitely solve this matter herself. However, there was one more thing that made her extremely confused. That was, even though she was in a daze at the time, she could still remember what had happened after she woke up. She took the initiative to kiss Lin Xian, took off his clothes, grabbed his hand, and wanted him to pinch her thing. It was simply incomparable shame. To put it simply, if Lin Xian wanted to make a move at that time, she would have already lost her innocence. To be precise, she would have already lost it now. However, it was much better than that, right? However, she still had the identity of Gong Sun Jun's girlfriend. Although she didn't do it willingly, when she thought about it, she felt that she was really bad. Sis. Xiao Xinyu turned around and looked at Xiao Runing, who was chasing after her. Chapter 721. Xiao Runing looked at Xiao Xinyue. When she heard Xiao Xinyue call her sister, she knew that something was wrong with her. It wasn't that she didn't know how to call her sister, but there was something wrong with the way she called her sister. Girls were all meticulous. Even the most careless girls were very meticulous when it came to showing their emotions. What happened? Xiao Runing asked. Nothing. Xiao Xinyue was as stubborn as ever. Xiao Runing pulled Xiao Xinyue and said with a smile, "Do you think I don't know you? What's wrong? You can't even tell me." Xiao Xinyue bit her lips. Yes, no matter how cold a girl was, there would be a time when she was very fragile. For Xiao Xinyue now, the impact on her might not be that big, but it was the time when she was the most confused and didn't know what to do. She hesitated for a moment, then told Xiao Runing what had just happened. Of course, she really didn't have the nerve to say that she took the initiative to kiss Lin Xian. She just said that she was a little indecent. Xiao Runing fell into deep thought. According to what you said, someone in this party tried to sow discord between Lin Xian and the Gong Sun family, trying to make the Gong Sun family kill Lin Xian. Xiao Xinyue nodded slightly. Then what do you think? Xiao Xinyue shook her head slightly. Forget it, let's not talk about this. This has nothing to do with you. What you're worried about now is that as Gong Sun Jun's girlfriend, something intimate happened between you and Lin Xian. This situation makes you feel very bad, right? Yes. Xiao Runing was really helpless. Although Lin Xian might be a little straight, Xiao Runing couldn't help but admire his luck with women. He didn't do anything, but he had an ambiguous relationship with her sister. However, she really valued Lin Xian's character. After all, according to Xiao Xinyue, Lin Xian could have done her in that situation, but Lin Xian didn't. On the surface, he looked like a pervert, but his character was actually quite good. If Lin Xian knew what Xiao Runing was thinking, then he would definitely cry out that he had been wronged. If it were not for the situation at that time, and if it were not for the fact that everyone was looking for them, Lin Xian swore that he would have definitely taken advantage of such a good opportunity to take care of Xiao Xinyue. You feel sorry for Gong Sun Jun, right? Xiao Runing asked. Yes. Xiao Xinyue nodded slightly. It was very chaotic. She obviously had no feelings for Gong Sun-jun, but she happened to be his girlfriend. She couldn't deny this. However, with such a relationship, she had such an intimate relationship with another man. She couldn't allow herself to do such a thing. Even if she couldn't control herself, she was still very upset. Do you like Gong Sun-jun? Xiao Runing suddenly asked this question. Xiao Xinhua frowned slightly because this question made her speechless. But she wasn't happy. She didn't like. Then why did she agree to be his girlfriend? Come sleep at my place tonight, and tell me how you got together with him, Xiao Runing said. After all, Xiao Xinhua was her sister. When her sister was confused, she might be able to give her some advice. On the other side, Lin Xian and the others also went back home. However, after Lin Xian sent Lu Yufan and Yi home, he took Han Chushue and Ling Ying with him and insisted on going home with them. After all, they didn't live together. Then, Lin Xian was caught in a dilemma that could lead to his death. The three of them stood at a fork in the road. One went left and the other went right. Who are you going with? Ling Ying asked Lin Xian. Lin Xian scratched his head, looked at Ling Ying, and then looked at Han Chushue. Han Chushue turned her head. Although they were very good friends at this time, both of them wanted Lin Xian to go with them. Can we go together? It's not like we're going to do anything. We're just going to play poker. Ling Ying, Han Chushue. Play your sister. Ling Ying couldn't help but curse. This bastard is really shameless. Hey, let's go, let's go. How can two people play poker? Let's go, let's go. Lin Xian pulled Ling Ying with one hand and Han Chushue with the other. In your dreams, do you think you're an emperor? Even emperors can't do this. Hurry up and choose. I'm sleepy and want to sleep, Ling Ying said. Han Chushue was very indulgent towards Lin Xian. However, as for Ling Ying, to be honest, she was also very indulgent. However, she would say her own views. However, Han Chushue was the kind of person who would listen to Lin Xian no matter what once she liked him. Even if she didn't like him, she wouldn't say it. Ling Ying made Lin Xian feel embarrassed. But following one. If he followed Ling Ying, then Han Chushue. If he followed Han Chushue, then Ling Ying. Wasn't this asking for his old life? It was either he chose neither or he chose both. That was the only way. But, damn it, Xiao Xinhua has made me angry tonight. Let's go together. I mainly want to talk to you about what happened tonight. Little Ling Ying, what are you thinking? Lin Xian said sincerely. Ling Ying frowned. Lin Xian then said, as you all know, there are people who want to make a move on me at this gathering. They might even want to kill me. Although I already have a suspect in mind, I still need to discuss with you the specifics of what to do and how to retaliate. You all are so smart, you will definitely be able to help me. After all, Lin Xian's words were related to his safety. It was hard for them to reject him, even though they felt that Lin Xian was still looking for excuses. Didn't you say that you have a plan? Ling Ying wasn't a fool and asked. Didn't I say that for Fan Fan and Yi? They are still young. I don't want them to worry. You said that we should talk on the road in the middle of the night. What if someone wants to make a move on me? What if it's an expert? It's still so cold, so let's go to Chushua's house. I swear we will just sit in the living room and drink tea and chat. Okay. Hearing Lin Xian's words, Ling Ying and Han Chushue nodded. Ling Ying, this is related to Lin Xian's safety. Let's help you decide. Han Chushue looked at Ling Ying and said, okay, then let's go to Chushua's house. It's bigger. Then they went to Han Chushue's house together. However, Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly as he looked at the two super beauties walking side by side in front of him. Swear. Just sit on the sofa. What's the use of that? As long as the two of them went, Lin Xian would definitely be able to get them both. Ah, that's right. That night, the two girls were tricked by Lin Xian again. Then they were harmed again. Actually, the main reason was that they indulged Lin Xian. Otherwise, even if they were tricked, if they really didn't want to, Lin Xian wouldn't be able to do it. Chapter 722. On the same night, Lin Xian was comfortably doing something. On the other side, in Ling Longshue's residence, Bing Lingyue walked into Ling Longshue's room with a pillow in her arms. Lingyue. Ling Longshue was sitting there cultivating. She opened her beautiful eyes when she heard the noise and saw Bing Lingyue. When she first met Bing Lingyue, they slept together. However, when Bing Lingyue gradually recovered, they separated. Bing Lingyue smiled and said, "I haven't slept with Linglong in a long time." After saying that, Bing Lingyue sat on Ling Longshue's bed. Ling Longshue made some space for her. Still cultivating. Ling Longshue shook her head. "I'm just trying. If I want to advance to the next level, it's useless to rely solely on cultivation. What I lack is opportunities. Otherwise, I won't be able to advance in this life." Bing Lingyue smiled and said, "That won't happen. You still have a long life. You're already in the 10 stars great virtual realm. What you lack is the bottleneck of the heavenly Tao realm. But this bottleneck is as difficult as ascending to the heavens. I've consulted the experts of the heavenly Tao realm. To advance to the heavenly Tao realm, one needs to have no distracting thoughts. One needs to have a strong soul. One needs to understand the meaning of the heavenly Tao. However, I don't know if I've reached any of these 3 points." Ling Longshue shook her head slightly and lay down. Bing Lingyue lay down beside her. Their surroundings were pitch black. "Do you have any distracting thoughts?" Bing Lingyue asked. This question stumped Ling Longshue. Did she have any distracting thoughts? These distracting thoughts didn't mean that one couldn't have romantic feelings. It didn't mean that liking someone, falling in love with someone, or caring for someone was a distracting thought. These were normal people's emotions and desires. There was no need to abandon them. It just meant that abandoning them made it easier for one to have no distracting thoughts. Did she have any distracting thoughts? Of course she admitted it. Her family had gone to that place and never returned. She wanted to explore it. This was her distracting thoughts. It would affect her negative emotions, make her sad and make her yearn. Positive emotions like love and happiness were not distracting thoughts. On the contrary, such a state of mind was helpful for cultivation. For example, if a person was stuck at a bottleneck for many, many years because he had an inner demon, then one day when his inner demon was undone, he didn't need to do anything. The moment his inner demon was undone, he would directly break through. Ling Longshue replied with a Lin Xian. Bing Lingyue asked. Ling Longshue turned to look at Bing Lingyue. Why did she suddenly think of Lin Xian? Bing Lingyue was here to help Lin Xian test Ling Longshue's attitude towards him. She was Lin Xian's wingman. It couldn't be helped. He was just that reliable. Why are you talking about him? Ling Longshue asked curiously. Because I feel that there are some special feelings between you and Lin Xian. Maybe Lin Xian will even make you have distracting thoughts, right? Perhaps even if no one told her, the sensitive Bing Lingyue had already discovered some clues about the relationship between Lin Xian and Ling Longshue. Something important must have happened between them that no one else knew about. Bing Lingyue had known Ling Longshue for a long time. When they met, Lin Xian and Ling Longshue were enemies. She knew that, so she knew that something must have happened before. That was why Ling Longshue treated Lin Xian so badly that she even wanted to kill him. After that, through various things, Lin Xian showed many extraordinary abilities and helped her a lot. Gradually they became close friends. She felt that even if she didn't like him, she must have a good impression of him. Ling Longshue didn't say anything because her thoughts went back to that time. Do you like Lin Xian? Bing Lingyue asked. Ling Longshue was slightly stunned. Like Lin Xian. She was stumped by the question again. She wasn't a person who would lie to herself. She would say what she felt. At most she wouldn't admit it. But she wouldn't lie to her heart. She had to admit that she didn't hate Lin Xian now. She even felt good about him. Sometimes she would even think about Lin Xian and recall some of the things that happened between them. She felt that it was quite interesting except for that incident. But that incident would definitely make her have the most special feelings for Lin Xian. After all, Lin Xian was the man who took her virginity. But she shook her head. After all, Lin Xian even took advantage of Linglong. Isn't that like? Bing Lingyue asked with a smile. When was I taken advantage of by him? Linglong Shui asked. Yes. That night when you went to the casino, Lin Xian held your hand and hugged your waist. You were, and I saw it very clearly. She was so angry that she was about to die. Bing Lingyue said with a smile. Only then did Ling Longshu realize. It seemed like it wasn't the only time. Lin Xian actually took advantage of her so often. But, if it was another man, forget about taking advantage of her. Even if they were to flirt with her or humiliate her, that person would die. Not to mention holding her hand and hugging her waist. Lin Xian said that between friends, even if it's a man and a woman, it doesn't matter. Ling Long Shui said. Yes, between friends, even if it's a man and a woman holding hands, it's normal. But if it's a woman hugging your waist, it's not normal. Do you dislike it? Bing Lingyue's question stumped Ling Long Shui again. She had never thought about these questions, but now that she suddenly thought about it. If it was a long time ago, she would definitely dislike it. But at that time she didn't dislike it. It was just that she wasn't used to it, that was all. If she really didn't like it, then no matter what reason Lin Xian had, no matter how many explanations he gave, she wouldn't let him touch her hand. But, could it be that she really liked Lin Xian? No, how could it be? She was confused, what did it feel like? Ling Long Shui shook her head. She didn't know. Bing Lingyue glanced at Ling Long Shui. She was thinking. She didn't directly shake her head or nod her head. She didn't give an answer. Bing Lingyue smiled. This Lin Xian was really strange. He could make a girl like Ling Long Shui pay attention to him. He was really something. Lingyue, you said you liked him. What does it feel like? Ling Long Shui turned to look at Bing Lingyue and asked. There weren't many secrets between them. They would whisper a lot. But of course, she didn't mention the thing between Ling Long Shui and Lin Xian. Bing Lingyue said. It's very simple. When you don't see him, you'll miss him. You'll think about what happened between the two of you. If you encounter something funny and you laugh, you'll see if he laughed. You'll look forward to seeing him again. Of course, there are many more. Ling Long Shui frowned slightly. It couldn't be, right? Why? Like Lin Xian? Bing Lingyue asked. Chapter 723. Hearing Bing Lingyue's words, Ling Long Shui was stunned and shook her head. No. Okay, but Lin Xian seems to like you. Bing Lingyue said. Him. Which girl doesn't like him? Uffed. Bing Lingyue couldn't help but laugh. This was very real. It seemed that Ling Long Shui still had some resentment towards Lin Xian. If Lin Xian pursues you, what will you choose? Bing Lingyue continued to ask. Ling Long Shui looked at the ceiling above her head. After a few seconds she said softly, We are not from the same world. But we are from the same world now. Linglong, do you think Lin Xian can't reach your level? She shook her head. No, he can definitely reach it. Then why aren't we from the same world? Bing Lingyue smiled. Okay, let's not talk about this. Let's go to sleep. After talking about this, Bing Lingyue already knew what was going on. She knew it better than Ling Long Shui. As the saying goes, the onlooker sees most of the game. This was what it meant. The next morning Lin Xian was kicked off the bed. Lin Xian scratched his head and stood up in a daze. Although he was kicked, it didn't hurt. He looked at Ling Ying on the bed and touched his forehead helplessly. Ling Ying was using the blanket to cover herself. She stared at Lin Xian angrily, but her face was red. On the other side, Han Chushue seemed to be very tired. She opened her eyes and closed them again. Miss, what are you doing so early in the morning? Lin Xian climbed up again helplessly. Bastard! What did you say last night? You said that you would come back to talk to us. You even swore. What about now? You're talking about bed. Ling Ying said angrily. Hee hee. Lin Xian chuckled and said, I'm tired of talking. Come give me a kiss. Go away. Ling Ying rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Seriously, she and Han Chushue, the two daughters of rich families, were bullied to death by Lin Xian. You were more proactive than me last night, and now you're blaming me. Sigh, you women. Lin Xian sighed. Go to hell. Ling Ying glared fiercely at Lin Xian, then pulled the blanket and turned around, ignoring Lin Xian. I'll go make breakfast. Remember to wake up later. Lin Xian smiled and walked Ling Yu Chusha. Behind her she patted Han Chushue. Han Chushue lazily opened her eyes and turned to look at her. What? We're going to be bullied to death by Lin Xian like this. Han Chushue closed her eyes again, covered her head with the blanket and said, We'll talk about it later. I'm tired. That bastard. Ling Ying clenched her teeth, then closed her eyes and went back to sleep. On the other side, Lin Xian was humming a tune as he hopped around in the kitchen. Even his footsteps were light as he skipped around. What a joke. Of course, he would be at ease after taking care of these two top-notch girls. They're probably going to sleep for a long time. Then I'll make breakfast. Sigh, how can a good man like me be found? Lin Xian thought narcissistically. Of course, he knew that it was because of Ling Ying and Han Chushue's generosity. Think about it, this was an era of monogamy, not ancient times. There was no such thing as male supremacy. Instead, girls were getting more and more popular, and boys were getting more and more sucking up to them. Anyone who found a girlfriend like Ling Ying and Han Chushue would treat them like a treasure. That kind of girlfriend would be very arrogant. She would think that she was very outstanding and as a man he had to protect her. Otherwise she would dump him at any time. With her looks, what kind of man couldn't she find? Look at Lin Xian. He already had girlfriends of this level, and more than one at that. In this era where monogamy was especially important, Ling Ying and Han Chushue were actually willing to let Lin Xian do it with them time and time again. Other than the fact that they really liked Lin Xian, they must have swallowed all their grievances. Where the F***ck could you find such a woman now? Lin Xian knew this very well. He also wanted to not let them down, but what should he do with a system that he loved and hated? There was no other way. Lin Xian could only be the bad guy. Men were indeed fickle creatures. They wanted to be good to girls, but they couldn't help but hook up with other girls. Lin Xian didn't know if he would still hook up with Xiao Xinyue or other beautiful girls if he didn't have the system. Lin Xian wasn't sure because he was a man. The only thing he could do was to treat them well wholeheartedly. He had already let them down emotionally, but in terms of action and heart, Lin Xian swore that he would do better. The girls had already indulged him so much. How could he find such a good girl in this world? He really couldn't let them down anymore. However, he still had to complete the system's mission. He hoped that everything would go well. At this time, Lin Xian's phone rang. Lin Xian took out the phone from the fridge and saw that it was a call from Bing Lingyue. Lin Xian put down the food and sat on the sofa. Lin Xian certainly guessed why Bing Lingyue called him. It was related to Ling Longshui. There wasn't much time left, so he had to do something first. Hello, little Bing Lingyue. Lin Xian picked up the phone expectantly. Bing Lingyue's voice came from the other side. I helped you sound out Linglong last night. And then? Lin Xian asked expectantly. You can try. Bing Lingyue said. Really? Lin Xian's eyes lit up. Well, almost. It's just that her heart isn't in love. She wants to do the thing with her parents more. In the previous bet, Ling Longshui gave Lin Xian a chance to pursue her. However, Lin Xian wanted to know more about Ling Longshui's thoughts through Bing Lingyue. For example, Bing Lingyue said that her heart wasn't in love. She wanted to do the thing with her parents more. It was similar to this. Favorability could explain everything, but it couldn't help Lin Xian pursue Ling Longshui. Well, you should know Linglong's personality better than me. She thinks a lot. However, there is good news. She seems to have a good impression of you. If you want to pursue her, you just need to do one thing. What? Lin Xian asked quickly. Change the thoughts in her heart. Huh? Lin Xian asked, puzzled. Her way of thinking is very traditional. Humans and demons cannot fall in love, and the two of you are from two different worlds. If you can make her change her way of thinking, you can do it. Alright, that's all I can do. I will try my best to keep an eye out for the rest. Thank you, little Bing Lingyue. Kiss kiss. Bing Lingyue. Do you believe that I will tell Linglong that you flirted with me? Bing Lingyue asked with a smile. That's easy. Then you two can take her in together. Bing Lingyue. So you are still thinking about me? Chapter 724. What was the key to flirting with a girl? Hints. If you were chatting with a girl, frequent hints such as some pictures would be very useful. The more flirtatious it was, the better it was. So, when Bing Lingyue asked this question, what was Lin Xian's best choice? Yeah, of course I want to flirt with you. Don't you see how beautiful you are? Lin Xian said with a smile. On the other side, Bing Lingyue was stunned when she heard Lin Xian's words. I'm hanging up, she said faintly and hung up the phone. Lin Xian smiled. Obviously, this sentence was effective. It laid the foundation for him to pursue Bing Lingyue in the future. On the other side, Bing Lingyue sat on the sofa in a daze after hanging up the phone. She was wondering if Lin Xian's words were true or not. She cared. Why did she care? Because Lin Xian had a special place in her heart. Especially after that musical, she always felt that Lin Xian's image in her heart had changed. Subconsciously, she didn't feel like an ordinary friend. When Lin Xian asked her to help him sound out Linglong Shui and tell her that he liked Linglong Shui, she was very calm on the surface. In fact, she felt uncomfortable in her heart. Lin Xian hummed a song as he made breakfast. After about an hour, Ling Ying and Han Chushue came downstairs with their clothes on. It smells so good. Although she had a lot of resentment towards Lin Xian because she was tricked into sleeping with him, she still liked Lin Xian's cooking. If you want to keep a girl, you must first keep her stomach. This was true. You're awake. Hurry up and eat. My timing is very accurate. You woke up right after I finished cooking. Tisk, it's just a coincidence. Ling Ying sat on the chair and looked at the food on the table expectantly. This was the breakfast that Lin Xian spent more than an hour to cook. Who said it was a coincidence? This is because we've slept together so many times that I have a clear understanding of your sleeping time and so on. So, the more the better. In order to understand more in the future, hee. Lin Xian smirked. I'll give you a big slap. Ling Ying rolled his eyes at Lin Xian, then eagerly picked up his chopsticks. Is it delicious? Lin Xian asked with a smile. It's not bad. It's not good enough for me. That's what you said last night. Ling Ying, bastard. Ling Ying cursed. Hee. Lin Xian scratched his head and sat down. Little Ling Ying, little Chushue, where are you going after dinner? Where else can we go? Let's go to the academy. They were really bored. There was nothing they could do about it. How about we go to the demonic beast domain? Ling Ying and Han Chusha looked at Lin Xian. Of course they also wanted to go, but they listened to Lin Xian and didn't dare to go. Why do you want to go? Ling Ying asked. What's your cultivation level? I'm at the lightning tribulation realm. Chushue is at the 8-star realm. Ling Ying was also very helpless. I'm at the 8-star realm. Lin Xian raised an eyebrow. I know, Dragony helped you. Ling Ying suddenly thought of something. Didn't Dragony see what they did last night? Where's Dragony? Lin Xian had also suddenly forgotten about her. Right at this moment, a sleepy-eyed figure flew down unsteadily from upstairs. He was probably attracted by the smell of the food. Good morning, big brother. Dragony landed on the table. Dragony, why didn't you sleep well? Ling Ying reached out and teased the cute girl. Ugh, Dragony said with grievance. Last night the sisters were too noisy, so was big brother. Ahem. Then the three of them became awkward. Damn, I was too excited and forgot about her. Hey, Dragony, what did you see? I saw Big Brother bumping into the two sisters. The two sisters cried out in pain. Why did Big Brother bump into them? Dragony blinked her big eyes and looked at Lin Xian in confusion. Ahem. Lin Xian awkwardly coughed. The two girls also blushed. Because I'm loosening their muscles. After all, they were tired during the day. Oh. Then can Dragony also loosen their muscles? Dragony asked innocently, her big eyes full of expectation. No. Why? Because you're still young. Ugh. Okay, let's not talk about this topic. Ling Ying was embarrassed to death. Luckily this girl didn't know anything. Bastard, it's all Lin Xian's fault. Then she looked at Lin Xian and asked, so why are we going to the beast domain? For the three of us to reach the Law Realm. The gap is too big. Maybe it's easier to reach the 10-star lightning tribulation realm, but to reach the 1-star lightning tribulation realm requires too much experience. Han Chushue said, it's not just this time. That's true. Lin Xian smiled. Don't forget about the Tian Xing fruit. The two girls looked at each other. Lin Xian smiled. This time we're not going to reach the Law Realm, we just need to reach the 10-star lightning tribulation realm. Oh. The Tian Xing fruit is still useful. Ling Ying exclaimed. Lin Xian said, I remember telling you that the Tian Xing fruit is useless after reaching the domain realm, but it can still be used to reach the Law Realm from the lightning tribulation realm. Go. Ling Ying said excitedly. Lin Xian smiled. I told you to go anyway. If we have the Tian Xing fruit, we might be able to reach the Law Realm this time, Ling Ying said happily. Han Chushue was also very happy. The Law Realm was still a very important realm. That's right, Lin Xian wanted to reach the Law Realm, but at the same time, he wanted to help Ling Ying and Han Chushue reach the Law Realm. Only by reaching the Law Realm could they slowly comprehend the laws. And comprehending the laws and not comprehending the laws were two completely different realms. Lin Xian was very much looking forward to the laws. That's why I said that if you follow me, I'll make sure you have fun. Ling Ying rolled his eyes at Lin Xian again. Go. It's not your Tian Xing fruit. It's Senior Ling Long Shue's. Lin Xian didn't know how to explain the existence of the Tian Xing fruit to them. So Lin Xian told them that it was from Ling Long Shue, and they believed him. Then that's it. We'll go after eating. Okay, just the three of us and Dragony. Lin Xian nodded. What else? Miao Xiao Miao and the others could be brought along, but although they had reached the lightning tribulation realm, they were still quite far from the Law Realm. So the key now was Lin Xian, Ling Ying and Han Chushue. However, the disaster in Tianhua City last time was a very big improvement for each of them, and they all improved a lot that night. Chapter 725. After finishing their meal, Lin Xian tucked Dragony into his arms as they readied themselves for the journey. Do you want to do that? Ling Ying changed into a set of light clothes, suitable for combat, but not too loose or too tight, or else they won't be able to display their full potential. Although it's winter, they have a strong resistance to the cold. More importantly, it's more convenient for them to fight. Therefore, they didn't wear anything like a down jacket, just a simple sweater with a jacket over it. Damn! Why are you so thirsty? We're about to go to the beast domain, what else do you want? Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose then said, But, I'm willing. Go die. Ling Ying then turned around and swept Lin Xian. Fortunately, Lin Xian is used to this violent girl, so he reacted quickly and dodged. I say you have to be gentle, look at Chushue. Then Lin Xian laughed and hugged Han Chushue's slender waist, causing her to blush, but she didn't refuse Lin Xian's action. Wah, Big Brother is going to hit Big Sister again. Dragony poked her head out from Lin Xian's arms. Lin Xian, Ling Ying, Han Chushue. Then Lin Xian decisively let go of Han Chushue, and Ling Ying also decisively stopped. Shu, don't talk nonsense. Lin Xian pinched the girl's pink cheeks. Then she silently shrank back. Where are we going? Han Chushue brushed her hair behind her ear and asked, Tianhua City. Ah! Both Ling Ying and Han Chushue were surprised. Lin Xian said, the demonic beasts behind Lin and City are generally of very low levels. We are all demonic beasts in the Thunder Retribution Realm. Therefore, if we want to reach the Thunder Retribution Realm, we need a large number of demonic beasts of the same level. Even if we have demonic beasts of the same level, we still need to kill a lot of them. Therefore, only Tianhua City is suitable for us. Then Lin Xian said, that place has just been occupied, so there must be a lot of powerful demon beasts there. There's also a lot of Tribulation Realm beasts there. Even if they're in the low realm, as long as they're not much stronger than us, we should be able to kill them together. Plus, we're very familiar with Tianhua City, and I've also got some spirit recovery pills. Then Lin Xian gave some pills to them. All right, we'll listen to you. Ling and Han Chushue nodded. I'm thinking. Lin Xian thought for a moment and felt that it was better to bring along an expert. There was no harm in bringing them along. Wait for me, I'll find a junior expert to accompany us. Then Lin Xian fled. Not long after, Lin Xian brought Ling Longyue over. Ling Longyue blinked her large eyes and looked at the few of them. She felt that something was amiss. Aren't you going to bring me to eat delicious food? Ling Longyue put her hands on her waist and stared at Lin Xian angrily. Yes, I'm bringing you to eat delicious food. Bastard! You lied to me. Although she was simple, she was not stupid. Looking at their attire, she knew that they were not going out to eat delicious food. Believe me, I'm bringing you to eat delicious food. I don't believe you. Han Chushue and Ling Ying held back their laughter. How many times had this bastard lied to Ling Longyue? He was really bad. Lin Xian then said, we're going to Tianhua City. Isn't Tianhua City gone? Then why did you lie to me to eat delicious food? Ling Longyue was unhappy. Lin Xian pointed at a supermarket building and asked, let me ask you, where is this supermarket? Although I haven't been in your human world for long, do you still need to ask such a stupid question? What's in there? Delicious food. Lin Xian laughed. Although Tianhua City has fallen, it has only been a month. There are countless supermarkets in the city, and the shelf life of the food in the supermarkets is definitely not over. Therefore, as long as you go to Tianhua City, you can eat all the food and you don't even need to pay. You can eat from the first floor to the 5th floor. Don't you think I'm bringing you to eat delicious food? Are you not happy eating like this? In the supermarkets here, you have to pay before you can eat. Ling Longyue's eyes lit up. Ling Ying and Han Chushue were speechless. This bastard's tricks were getting more and more, but what he said seemed to make sense. Really? Ling Longyue looked at Lin Xian doubtfully. When have I ever lied to you? Every time I said I would bring you out to eat delicious food, even if something happened along the way, did I bring good food every time? Have I ever lied to you? Oh, I'll believe you this time. That's right. When we go to fight, we'll choose those large supermarkets to fight. You just need to follow us and protect us. Most of the time you just need to eat delicious food in the supermarkets. Those demon beasts don't like to eat potato chips. Lin Xian said. Ling Longyue thought for a while. It seems quite blissful. She nodded her little head and said, I want Xiao Longer. Then Xiao Longer's little head popped out from Lin Xian's embrace. Xiao Longer. Ling Longyue ran over and took Xiao Longer into her embrace. Xiao Longer didn't dislike Ling Longyue. As long as Lin Xian was around, she could be in anyone's embrace. However, because Lin Xian was also from the monster race, Xiao Longyue was closer to Ling Longyue. If they were going to the monster territory behind Lin and City, then Ling Longyue wouldn't be needed. However, they were going to Tianhua City. The danger there was unimaginable. There was a possibility of encountering Empyrean realm monsters. Thus, bringing Xiao Longyue along was the right choice. Moreover, he could develop his relationship with Ling Longyue. Wouldn't that be perfect? Lin Xian carrying Xiao Longer in his arms was not good for battle. Ling Longyue was just right. Let's go, let's go. Then Ling Ying got into the car and led everyone out of Lin and City, speeding towards Tianhua City. In fact, Ling Longyue could directly release her spatial energy and instantly send them to Tianhua City, but it didn't matter. It was good to spend some time chatting in the car. Moreover, it was only noon, and if they drove there it would be afternoon. It was also winter, and the sky would turn dark early. Fighting at night would be more beneficial for their concealment. Moreover, most of the time, demon beasts were more active at night, and the chances of encountering powerful demon beasts were higher. Furthermore, if Ling Longyue released her spatial energy and directly sent them over, opening up a wormhole in Tianhua City, the energy fluctuations in that instant would be sensed by many high-level demon beasts in Tianhua City. Just as they left, a person came out from behind. Boss Lin Xian and the others left in the car. It seems like they are going to the monster territory. On the other side, Liao Jian stood up from his chair. Continue to follow them and report back to me at any time. Make sure they are really going to the monster territory. Yes. Chapter 726. In the evening, Lin Xian and the rest arrived at the side of Tianhua City. Along the way, they had suffered quite a few surprise attacks from demonic beasts. However, it could be considered as giving them some experience. It had to be said that with the fall of Tianhua City, the quality of the demonic beasts when they were heading towards Tianhua City was indeed much higher. Someone is following us. Ling Longyue muttered as she ate her lollipop. Actually, she had noticed it long ago. However, she felt that there were many mercenary groups in the human world. Perhaps there was a mercenary group that happened to be on the same path as them. However, she had been paying attention along the way. Then, she realized that after such a long time, the people behind them had been following them. If they were also going to Tianhua City, it would not be a problem. However, they had been following them for a long time. The key point was that they maintained a good distance. If she was not in the heavenly sovereign realm, or even if she was about to step into the absolute realm, she would not have noticed. Lin Xian got out of the car and looked at Ling Longyue curiously. They've been following us all the way. It's probably a mercenary group. Ling Ying said. Ling Longyue shook her head. No, they maintain a good distance. There must be at least one powerful expert among them who can sense the position of our car in front. They are deliberately following us. Lin Xian and the rest looked at each other. If that was the case, then what Ling Longyue said was not a problem. They were following them. Seems like someone is giving us some experience. Lin Xian said with a smirk. Doesn't that mean we can complete our goal early today? Ling Ying also learned bad things from Lin Xian and revealed a smirk. Han Chushu was still more rational and said, since we are sure that they are following us, we still have to confirm if they are here to kill us. Otherwise we can't kill them. That's right. After all, they weren't the kind of humans who were wicked beyond redemption. They all adhered to the same philosophy. If others didn't offend them, they wouldn't offend them. If others offended them, then they wouldn't have any psychological burden to kill them. Lin Xian looked at the silhouette of Tianhua City behind him. Tianhua City had only fallen for a month. Actually, the entire Tianhua City was still very new. There was not much destruction. The so-called destruction was caused during the battle. The demon race did not like to destroy this place. They even liked to live here. Then let's deal with the rest first. Lin Xian cracked his neck and said, all right. Ling Ying and Han Chushu nodded as Ling Longyue carried Dragony into the car. Behind them there were a total of 5 people in the car. Senior, it's already been 4 hours. We've been following them all this time. We could have taken action long ago. Why haven't we? A man who was driving the car asked in confusion. Behind him was an old man who looked to be in his 50s, who was resting with his eyes closed. The few people sitting next to him also looked at him in confusion. The old man opened his eyes, and a sharp light burst out from them. Do you know this Lin Xian? He asked faintly. We don't know much about him. His strength is about the lightning tribulation realm, and he has a spatial attribute. The few people around him are also in the lightning tribulation realm. However, we have all reached the law realm. I even comprehended the power of law. Especially Senior, you have reached the heavenly venerable realm. With such a lineup, why should we be afraid of them? Sun Xiaolong felt that this old man was too cautious. A dignified heavenly venerable realm expert was actually so timid. It was really laughable. They were all members of the Azura Palace. They were invited by Liao Jian to help kill Lin Xian. However, all of a sudden their boss, the hall master of the Azura Palace, Gong Sun Hao, gave the order to kill Lin Xian, so they came. Although Gong Sun Hao kept his face, he obviously felt that there was something fishy about this matter. This Lin Xian, whether it was him or Liao Jian, had to be eliminated. This mysterious senior appeared after he gave the order. Even Gong Sun Hao did not know him. He only said that they had the same goal, and he also wanted to kill Lin Xian. Moreover, after he showed his heavenly venerable realm, Gong Sun Hao agreed to let him bring 4 law realm experts to kill Lin Xian. In any case, they had the same goal. Wouldn't it be better to have an extra heavenly venerable realm expert to help them? However, these 4 people dared to be angry but did not dare to say anything. They knew that Lin Xian and 3 girls were sitting in the car. They also checked the identities of the 2 girls more clearly. They were the school belle of the Sacred Brilliance Academy, and her strength was in the Thunder Tribulation realm. However, they did not know much about the little girl who looked to be in her teens. With her age, she was definitely not that powerful. As for them, 4 law realm experts, 1 had comprehended the laws, and 1 was a heavenly venerable. With such a lineup, they actually waited for a long time without making a move. If they were not in the heavenly venerable realm, they would have been angry. However, they did not dare to be angry now. How could someone as powerful as a celestial venerable be so scared? It was really incomprehensible. Lin Xian and the others were not that powerful. Sun Xiaolong even felt that he could wipe them all out by himself. He did not care what kind of spatial attribute they had. After all, his realm was there, and he had also comprehended the laws. Spatial attributes had little effect on him. The old man snorted coldly. Then do you know that Lin Xian has heavenly venerable realm and even virtuous realm experts? What? They looked at each other in shock. Seems that you don't know him well enough. This person is extremely cautious. Now that Tianhua City has just fallen, it is extremely dangerous. Isn't it strange that he dares to come here with just a few people? This, Senior, they are also in the Thunder Tribulation realm. Moreover, it is almost night time. It is also the time for the dark attribute to be activated. There are people with lower realms coming here. Why can't they? Moreover, they have the spatial and dark attributes. If they can't beat them, they can just run. If they really have powerful experts following them and are very confident, then there is no need for them to deliberately come here at night. Moreover, among the 4 of them, the only one we don't know is that girl. I even suspect that Lin Xian and the others came here to help the girl level up. Could it be that the girl is the strongest among them? Haha, how is that possible? This is too funny. The old man's eyes shot out a beam of light. Thinking about it carefully, what Sun Xiaolong said made sense. It was just that he was too cautious. He knew the strength of the other 3 people. The only one he did not know was that girl. Moreover, she was so young. How could she be strong? There was no one else following them. Senior, they stopped. Stop! The old man immediately said. Chapter 727. Their car stopped where it was, and they quickly got out of the car. Their position was not far from Lin Xian and the others. After getting out of the car, they could even vaguely see their car. However, there was a small forest here that blocked them, making it easy for them to hide. Senior, let's make a move now. If not, what are we waiting for? Sun Xiaolong asked anxiously. *CK. Why did they follow such a coward? They might as well lead the team themselves. They should kill him earlier and go back to get the reward. That was a reward of 10 million each. This Lin Xian's head was quite valuable. The 4 of them were from the Azura Palace. If each of them could get 10 million gold coins for killing him, then his head would be worth 40 million gold coins. And this old man was helping them for free. As for the reason, he had a grudge against Lin Xian. It was said that the enemy of an enemy was a friend. This saying was true, therefore he did not understand. He was clearly in the heavenly venerable realm. Wouldn't it be fine if he chased after Lin Xian and killed him? Why did he follow them? What were they in the low realm in front of a heavenly venerable realm? However, he now understood. This person was too cowardly. He really did not know how such a cowardly person rose to the heavenly venerable realm. The old man stared viciously in front of him. The people in front of him were still talking and laughing. A few monsters saw them and rushed over with a roar. However, they were instantly killed by Lin Xian and the others. Although monsters in the mysterious heaven realm were quite strong, Lin Xian and the others were already in the lightning tribulation realm. Moreover, they were high stars. Tiske, they are indeed in the lightning tribulation realm. What's there to be afraid of? Sun Xiaolong sneered. The 3 beside him also nodded. They really wanted to kill them quickly and go back to get the money to eat and drink. Tonight they had to take 5 girls. Had to be 5. The old man clenched his fists. Seeing Lin Xian made him furious. Senior, why aren't you going? Sun Xiaolong asked. Go. You guys go first. B. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Then the 4 of them quickly rushed over. Old man, he clearly wants us to take action. Why is he so slow? F***. Sun Xiaolong thought to himself as he rushed over. The old man was too cautious, mainly because he had to be cautious. Only those who knew about Lin Xian truly understood how terrifying this person was. Coming. Ling Ying was already rubbing her fists. She did not panic at all when she felt the power rushing towards her from behind. Wow, 4 law adepts. Impressive. Who is so generous? Ling Ying raised her beautiful eyes. If it was in the past, a low realm cultivator would be enough to make them panic. However, she knew that there was a heavenly venerable realm powerhouse here, so what were they afraid of? So, 4 figures landed around them and surrounded them, while the expert observed the situation from afar. From the conversation with Ling Longyue just now, Lin Xian also knew the situation of the other party. There were a total of 5 people, and one of them was relatively strong. Now that 4 of them had come, it was clear that the strongest person did not appear. This made Lin Xian very curious. Wasn't this person too cautious? However, Lin Xian felt that that person was the most important. The 4 people here were nothing. However, that person was clearly too cautious, so Lin Xian and the others could not let Ling Longyue take action. They had to find out the details of that person. Lin Xian felt that the reason that person did not appear was not because he felt that there was no need for him to take action. Otherwise, why would he still come? There must be another reason. Lin Xian wanted to know the reason. Using the threat of death to find out. This was obviously not a good method. The best way was to get him to say it himself. Who are you? What is the meaning of this? Lin Xian looked very scared. However, it was true. There were 4 of them, and all 4 of them were in the low realm. Lin Xian only had 3 people, and 3 of them were in the lightning tribulation realm. Normally, it would be very difficult to fight. However, if there was no law power, then it was just a simple difference in realm. In terms of attributes and martial skills, Lin Xian and the others were definitely stronger and could make up for it. However, Lin Xian glanced at them. Although the 4 of them were in the low realm, the strongest one was the 2-star low realm at the front. The other 3 were all 1-star low realm. The difference between them and the others was not that big. The biggest difference was the difference of a large realm. However, if they did not comprehend any law, they should be able to make up for it. Who are we? We're here to kill you. Brother Sun, look, they're so beautiful. When a man saw Ling Ying and Han Chushua's faces, he could not help but drool. As expected of the top 3 school beauties of St. Brilliant Academy. Their looks are simply heaven-defying. Sun Xiaolong also subconsciously swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Really, they were simply too beautiful. That. Brother Sun, before we kill them, can we? That person rubbed his hands together. Sure, but you have to make sure that they don't have any fighting ability. Sun Xiaolong also became lustful. Take. Pooh. Just as that vulgar man was laughing, he directly coughed up a mouthful of blood. The focal length of his pupils violently shrank, and his whole body fell to the ground. What? Everything happened too quickly. Coupled with their carelessness, they were all shocked. I say, fellow Law Realm cultivators, aren't you looking down on us too much? Lin Xian's voice came from behind them. He pulled out Wan Xie, which had pierced that person's heart. Wan Xie was in the light sword state, but it was enough to kill him because his heart had been pierced. With one less Law Realm cultivator out of the 4, it was a lot easier. In truth, Lin Xian wanted to instantly kill that 2-star Law Realm cultivator, Sun Xiaolong, but Lin Xian was not sure if he could succeed, so it was better to kill someone 1 star lower. At the Law Realm, the gap of 1 star was quite large. After killing him, Lin Xian directly advanced to the 9-star Thunder Tribulation Realm. The reason why Lin Xian was able to instantly kill him was firstly because they were careless and were completely unprepared. They did not even have time to use a bit of spiritual energy to defend themselves. Secondly, Lin Xian secretly bought the attribute from the first merchant center that doubled his strength. The spatial attribute instantly moved to the back, and his strength doubled. Coupled with the fact that the other party did not have time to release a defensive energy shield, the result was obvious. His sword pierced through the heart. A bunch of idiots. The old man in the distance sneered when he saw this scene. They thought that they were very powerful as Law Realm cultivators, but they were actually careless. How could they have imagined the effects of the spatial attribute? However, when he saw this scene, he felt relieved. He had let these 4 people go. He had only stayed here to let them test the waters and see what Lin Xian and the others were capable of. It was safer. However, Lin Xian had actually used such a sneak attack to attack, which proved that he was not confident in winning the battle. He could only use this method to quickly reduce the pressure on them. In other words, they did not have any experts. Chapter 728. Of course, Lin Xian knew that there was a possibility that the expert wouldn't come out. Otherwise, he would have let Ling Longyue do it. However, Lin Xian didn't do that. He wanted the old man to come out and say his purpose. Courting death. Sun Xiaolong's body exploded with lightning and instantly bombarded Lin Xian. Shua. Lin Xian teleported and disappeared again. He had never fought with a space attribute martial artist before. Now, it seemed that the space attribute, which was known as one of the strongest attributes, was really terrifying. How could you compete in such a battle? But fortunately, he was only in the lightning tribulation realm. Little Ying, there are 3 left. 1 each. Leave this one to me. B. Then Ling Ying and Han Chushue took out their spirit tools and rushed towards the other 2. If Lin Xian didn't kill this one, they would be in trouble. They would need Ling Longyue's help. At this moment, Ling Longyue blinked her big eyes and looked outside. Little Dragony also came out of her arms. Little Dragony wants to help brother fight. Little Dragony said anxiously. Ling Longyue pinched her little cheeks and said, "Don't worry, they will be fine with me here." Woo! She blinked her big eyes. That's right. The reason why Lin Xian dared to let himself, Ling Ying and Han Chushue fight against someone in the Law Realm was because he was confident in their strength. They obviously had the ability and capital to fight across realms. However, crossing realms was still dangerous. So, the second reason why he was confident in them was because of Ling Longyue. Ling Longyue would definitely ensure their safety. There were 6 of them in total, and all of them were fighting one-on-one. Lin Xian's opponent was the strongest of the remaining 3. This was his responsibility as a man. However, he was indeed the one with the highest cultivation level among the 3 of them. Naturally, It was within reason for him to be matched up against him. The difference between realms wasn't that big. However, there was still the difference between the Lightning Tribulation realm and the Law realm. This was different. However, Lin Xian still felt that he would be fine, because he had something that these people didn't. Lin Xian immediately upgraded his speed, dexterity, defense, and spirit. Against such an expert, Lin Xian had the possibility of being killed in one hit. Therefore, there was no problem in upgrading himself. With all 4 of his main attributes doubled, it was unknown if Lin Xian's overall strength could reach the Law realm. It was unlikely, but it was probably close. After all, the attributes of a 9-star Lightning Tribulation realm cultivator would be doubled. You think you can beat me by fighting me one-on-one? Sun Xiaolong sneered as he looked at Lin Xian. Then, he slowly extended his hand and took out his golden blade. I don't know if I can beat him, but I do know that I killed a law adept instantly just now. Lin Xian cracked his neck and said indifferently. On the other side, the battle had already begun, but the distance between them was very wide. The reason was very simple. That was, both Ling Ying and Han Chushue were confident that they could defeat their opponents. That was just a sneak attack from you. Today, I will tell you that there is an incomparable gap between the Lightning Tribulation realm and the Law realm. Sun Xiaolong roared and raised his blade to slash at Lin Xian. Shua Lin Xian disappeared from his spot once again, and a huge crack appeared where Lin Xian was just a moment ago. Lin Xian appeared behind Sun Xiaolong and stabbed forward with Wan Xie. However, a law adept was still a law adept. Sun Xiaolong quickly turned around and slashed back. Blue lightning wrapped around his blade, and at the same time, a thunderous force slashed at Lin Xian. Lin Xian's attack failed, and he disappeared from his spot once again and reappeared 10 meters away. Arg! Sun Xiaolong roared and charged forward again. Then Lin Xian dodged again. F***CKU. Do you only know how to dodge? Sun Xiaolong roared angrily. **CKU. This is too infuriating. Either you fight or you run. **CKU, you keep disappearing here and there. How can I fight you? This spatial attribute is really disgusting. Lin Xian obviously couldn't win against him in terms of strength. No, that might not be the case. After all, Lin Xian had various lightning-attributed martial skills that weren't low-grade. However, if he also released an earth-grade martial skill, he obviously couldn't win. On the other side, the battle between Ling Ying and Han Chushue was the same. After all, there was a gap between their realms. However, it wasn't certain who would benefit if the battle dragged on. Lin Xian sneered and said, "Yes, this is the spatial attribute. If you have the guts, you can do it too. You're courting death. Hide for me, let's see how long you can hide." Sun Xiaolong roared angrily. He held his blade with both hands and slashed crazily on the spot. Thunderous sword chi bombarded Lin Xian one after another. Boom boom boom. The surroundings were constantly destroyed. This power was indeed shocking. Lin Xian was trying to think of a way to get rid of this person. However, he won in the first step. His continuous dodging made Sun Xiaolong angry. That's right. You're the only one who knows long-range attacks. Lin Xian's mouth curled up. Heavenly thunder flash. Then, he condensed lightning in his hand and threw it over. Swish! Sun Xiaolong slashed again. The thunderous sword chi directly scattered the heavenly thunder flash that Lin Xian threw over. There's more. Swish swish swish. Lin Xian kept throwing out heavenly thunder flash. Earth-grade martial skills are powerful, but you're only in the Lightning Tribulation realm. Sun Xiaolong let out another furious roar. His figure leaped forward and his entire body turned into a thunderbolt as he charged towards Lin Xian at lightning speed. Boom! The place where he landed was directly blasted into a pit of more than 10 meters. However, Lin Xian reacted quickly and easily left with his spatial energy. Damn it! Sun Xiaolong gritted his teeth. He felt that he could easily kill Lin Xian, but he couldn't hit him. This was the most infuriating thing. How could there be such a disgusting attribute like the spatial attribute in this world? Then, thunderbolts suddenly appeared around his body and bombarded him continuously. Ah! Sun Xiaolong was suddenly tricked. Although he was of the lightning attribute, Lin Xian's was purple lightning. The grade of the lightning was not the same. Lin Xian released an Earth Grade 8-star martial skill, Extreme Thunder Sky Flashes Sword Array. The instant he landed, it completely formed and trapped him. Of course, Lin Xian did not think that such a martial skill could kill him. After all, this was a 2-star low realm existence. However, he was injured by this move. Thunder Fall. A bolt of lightning easily dispelled the extreme lightning heavenly flash. Sun Xiaolong charged towards Lin Xian once again, but Lin Xian disappeared from where he stood. That's right, disgusting him. Can you King stop dodging? Sun Xiaolong roared angrily. This spatial attribute was too King disgusting. Okay, then can you not set off any more mines? Idiot. You're courting death. You want to dodge. Let me see how you dodge. Earth Grade 8-star martial skill, Endless Lightning Snake. Ugh. Chapter 729. A terrifying power erupted from Sun Xiaolong's body. Then thousands upon thousands of blue snake-like lightning bolts shot out from his body and rushed towards Lin Xian. Not only did the area where Lin Xian was, but the surrounding area was also covered by countless lightning snakes. Hide! Let me see where you can hide. I will destroy the surrounding 100 meters. How can you hide? Sun Xiaolong's eyes were red and he looked at Lin Xian with a sinister expression. It was as if he was about to see Lin Xian's corpse. Boom! Then a terrifying power surged down from the sky. In an instant, the surrounding area was annihilated and dust filled the sky. Lin Xian was shocked. The power of this move was probably close to a heaven-rank martial skill. However, Sun Xiaolong panted on the spot. It was obvious that this move had consumed a large amount of his spirit energy. Although he was panting violently, he had a bloody smile on his face. It was as if he could already see Lin Xian's corpse after the dust settled. However, his expression gradually stiffened from the smile on his face. Because the dust slowly dissipated, revealing large craters within a radius of 100 meters. But where were the corpses? At this moment, Lin Xian's voice sounded. Sun Xiaolong's pupils contracted violently. I say, aren't you underestimating the space attribute a little too much? Lin Xian looked at him mockingly from a distance. Oh! Sun Xiaolong roared angrily and turned around. Really, is the spatial attribute your cancer? This guy's mentality was about to explode. Lin Xian was secretly speechless. This was the spatial attribute. So what if your level was high? You couldn't hit it. Yes, your move hit a range of 100 meters, but Lin Xian could casually jump 100 meters. Sun Xiaolong angrily rushed towards Lin Xian with lightning bolts at an extremely fast speed. It was obvious that his emotions were somewhat out of control. Lin Xian exchanged his attributes again. Then, a powerful force erupted from his body and he welcomed the attack with his sword. When Sun Xiaolong saw that Lin Xian actually dared to compete with him in strength, his eyes lit up. Wasn't this courting death? However, just as the two were about to collide, Lin Xian's figure once again disappeared in front of him. Ah! Seeing this scene, Sun Xiaolong roared again. However, it was Lin Xian who had blocked his vision. This time, when Lin Xian suddenly disappeared in front of him, his first reaction was anger and madness. However, his second reaction was something similar to a black hole had appeared in front of him. His speed was too fast and he couldn't stop for a while. At the same time, the black hole also had a very terrifying suction force, and his figure was directly sucked in. Myriad Bait Heavenly Prison. Grade: Heaven Rank 1 star. A Heaven Rank martial skill created by the Void Fox Linglong Shui. As a member of the Void Fox clan, the ruler of space, this self-created martial skill can be said to be heaven-defying. Effect: releases a powerful myriad bait heavenly prison with destructive power and a powerful suction force. Once the target is sucked in, it will cause irreversible destruction. The size, strength, and suction force of the myriad bait heavenly prison are related to the strength of the release. Spiritual energy cost: a minimum of 3,500. That's right, this was the first time Lin Xian had released the myriad bait heavenly prison. Only this skill could allow Lin Xian to deal with Sun Xiaolong in the most direct and straightforward manner. After Sun Xiaolong was sucked into the myriad bait heavenly prison, it meant that he had fallen. It was true that he had laws, but he didn't have the time to use them. Lin Xian's experience bar skyrocketed once again. However, the low realm wasn't enough for him to level up by an entire level. However, he had already gained so much experience before even entering Tianhua City. This trip was incomparably smooth. Following that, Lin Xian acted as if he didn't notice the old man in the distance, and directly rushed towards Han Chushu to help her fight. After all, Ling Ying was of the dark element. Although her realm was 1 star lower than Han Chushu's, it was much easier for her to fight against dark element opponents. Thus, Lin Xian chose to help Ling Ying first. When Han Chushu's opponent realized that Sun Xiaolong had actually been killed by Lin Xian, his face was filled with disbelief. His subconscious reaction was to run away. However, how could he run away from Lin Xian's space attribute power? Obviously, it was impossible. In a short period of time, Han Chushu's opponent was killed. Then Lin Xian and Han Chushu joined Ling Ying's battle and helped Ling Ying kill his opponent. Humph, if it wasn't for the myriad bait heavenly prison that big sister gave you, let's see how you defeated your opponent. Ling Longyue thought proudly in the car. When the old man in the distance saw this scene, he sneered. They were indeed powerful to be able to kill several Law Realm experts as Lightning Tribulation Realm experts. He couldn't help but admire them, but they looked like they were having a hard time killing these people, which meant they didn't have any tricks up their sleeves, so he could forget about his worries. As for the girl he didn't know, she had been hiding in the car the whole time. Obviously, she was hiding because her strength was too low. Therefore this time they would die without a doubt. Whoosh, following that, the old man rushed towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian and the other two felt that this power was actually within their expectations. Wasn't the reason they had fought so hard to end the battle to lure this person out? Then, Lin Xian released his space attribute and the three of them quickly pulled apart the distance between them. A large crater was created where the old man stood. When the dust settled, Lin Xian looked at the old man with a face full of fear. Who are you? Lin Xian mainly wanted to know who this old man was. Who could be so generous as to hire a heavenly venerable realm expert to kill him? The Azura Palace probably couldn't do it, right? The Azura Palace might have heavenly venerable realm experts, but their status was not lower than the so-called Hall Master. The so-called Hall Master definitely couldn't casually order such experts around. It was possible if it was related to the Azura Palace, but it was impossible if it was a family matter. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't think that this old man was from the Azura Palace. Naturally, he wasn't from the Liao family either. In this border city, it was almost impossible for any family to have a heavenly venerable realm expert. If a family had a heavenly venerable realm expert, it was almost impossible for them to stay in the border city. The old man looked at Lin Xian viciously. Lin Xian, this old man will grind your bones to dust today. Whoosh! Lin Xian then blasted a heavenly thunder flash over. The old man only raised his hand slightly and the earth rank martial skill, heavenly thunder flash, was annihilated in front of him. Ha ha ha! It's useless, it's useless. When the old man saw Lin Xian's futile resistance, his heart was incomparably carefree. He could finally kill him. However, it wasn't a problem to be vigilant before. Who are you? I don't remember having any conflict with you. Why does a heavenly venerable realm expert want to kill me? Lin Xian looked at the old man with vigilance. He had to figure out his identity. Only then would he have no worries, because Lin Xian had too many enemies. You don't remember. You don't remember. Hearing Lin Xian's words, the old man's face turned sinister. It was as if he felt that victory was in his hands and was not in a hurry to kill Lin Xian. Chapter 730. Lin Xian nodded. That's right, I don't remember having any conflicts with you. My grandson died in your hands, and you say you don't remember? The old man gritted his teeth and glared at Lin Xian, his face full of hatred. Your grandson. Sorry, I've killed many people. I don't know your grandson's name. My grandson is Qin Shaotian. Lin Xian. This King Qin family is really haunting me. After killing the young one, the old one is coming. However, Lin Xian laughed in his heart. So it was the Qin family that Qin Shaotian was from. It wasn't a big family, but it was beyond Lin Xian's expectations that there was a heavenly venerable in the Qin family. This old man probably hadn't been in the Qin family before. Otherwise, he wouldn't have attacked Lin Xian now. Although Qin Shaotian's incident had caused a stir, the rest of the Qin family didn't have much of a problem. After all, they just casually said that they didn't know Qin Shaotian was such a person, and there was no evidence from the Qin family. The rest of the Qin family didn't have much of a problem. Although Qin Shaotian's father kept saying that it was all Qin Shaotian's fault and that the Qin family had let down Lin Xian and the others, the one who died was his son after all. Naturally, he wouldn't let the matter rest. No one knew what he would do. Look, the old one came. So, the Qin family wasn't completely settled yet. Who knew if this old man would end after he died? Ha ha ha. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. Ling Ying and Han Chushue also came to a realization. So it was the Qin family. Sure enough, the Qin family wouldn't let the matter rest. What are you laughing at? The old man looked at Lin Xian in confusion. Lin Xian sighed and said, I'm laughing. So the Qin family still hasn't given up on me. You killed my grandson. Do you think this matter is over? Well, you must accompany him in hell. Tisk, tsk, tsk. Lin Xian smiled. So you think your grandson is going to hell, old man? There's nothing wrong with that. Humph. The old man snorted coldly. Now, do you have any last words? After killing you, this old man will bring your last words to your elder sister, and then let your elder sister accompany you in hell. The old man's expression was ferocious. No, no, no. What last words do you have for me? I might even be able to pass them to your Qin family. Lin Xian shook his head and said. The old man frowned when he heard Lin Xian's words. Who is it? Suddenly, he turned around abruptly, and a figure appeared in midair behind him, who immediately kicked him. Whoosh! The old man was sent flying by this kick. After landing on the ground, he slid back a few dozen meters before coming to a stop. Sensing this power, the old man's face was filled with shock. What? He half knelt on the ground and raised his head. This power was much stronger than him. His gaze was fixed on the girl standing in front of him. It's her. Wasn't she the weak girl who followed Lin Xian and the rest? Even when Lin Xian and the rest were fighting, she was hiding in the car. She's actually an expert. I've been tricked. That was the old man's first reaction. Dragoni, spray him. Boom. A flame shot towards the old man. Lin Xian didn't know how strong this flame was, but it seemed to be very hot. However, it would be difficult for Dragoni to hit the old man. Ling Longyue only wanted her to spit fire for fun. Damn it! The old man spat out a mouthful of blood and ran towards the horizon. That's right, he had to run. From that one exchange, he knew that he was no match for the girl. This world is really messed up. How can a random youngster be so strong? Want to run? Ling Longyue of course knew that this Qin family was the evil family that harmed Lin Xian. She also hated them. They even sent people to kill Lin Xian. So even if Lin Xian didn't say anything, Ling Longyue wouldn't let him go back alive. Ling Longyue then disappeared from the spot. The old man and Ling Longyue also disappeared at the same time. Lin Xian, what are you going to do? Ling Ying and Han Chusha looked at Lin Xian worriedly. It seemed like Lin Xian had a lot more enemies than he had imagined. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and said, "Who knows? I don't know if it's the Qin family's idea or if it's just the old man's idea. Anyway, this old man is going to die. As for the Qin family, if I attack them without any evidence, it would be my fault." After the Qin family got into trouble in Tianhua City, they also came to Linnan City. However, after arriving in Linnan City, the Qin family kept a low profile. Seems like they are also thinking of ways to deal with you. Han Chushue muttered. She had been secretly paying attention to Lin Xian's matters. For example, Lin Xian's previous enemies, including the Qin family. Maybe Lin Xian didn't even think about it, but she would be there to pay attention. Now that the old man from the Qin family is dead, they won't be able to do anything in a short period of time. I don't want to touch them anymore. There's no need, and I won't get anything. I only hope that they will take this as a warning, otherwise. Lin Xian's eyes flashed with killing intent. As the Yixian Corporation grew stronger day by day, Lin Xian would also gradually start to develop his own power. When that time comes, the Qin family would be nothing. No, to be precise, the Qin family was already nothing. The Yixian Corporation was still standing strong, and their terrifying ability to make money was simply ridiculous. Not long after, Ling Longyue appeared beside Lin Xian and the others. "Big brother, the bad guy is gone." Little Dragony popped her little head out from his embrace and said excitedly. Lin Xian nodded slightly. "Humph, you just asked me to come over to be your hired thug." Ling Longyue pouted her little mouth. Obviously, the old man had been killed by Ling Longyue. "Hee, when we go back, I will buy you whatever you want to eat. Then I want to eat what you cook," Ling Longyue said without hesitation. "Oh, you think that my cooking is better than anything else?" Lin Xian asked with a smile. Of course not. I just feel that it is too easy for you to buy it. It is too much of a loss for me to let you spend some effort," Ling Longyue said proudly. All right. Since you've helped me so much, I'll do whatever you say. However, there's always a next time. Don't kill him. Bring him half dead and let me finish him off. Otherwise, it'll be a waste." "Oh." Ling Longyue nodded as if she didn't understand. Damn, the experience of a heavenly sovereign was too much. Otherwise, Lin Xian wouldn't even need the heavenly starfruit to level up. "Let's go, it is already dark. We can enter Tianhua City now," Ling Ying said. "Okay." This was just a small interlude. After that, they slipped into Tianhua City. One day and one night passed just like that. When Lin Xian, Ling Ying, and Han Chushue returned, it was already the afternoon of the second day. Fortunately, they had all reached the Law Realm. Chapter 731. Ling Longyue was unhappy. Damn, coming out with you guys for a day and a night was so boring. She didn't want to come out with Lin Xian again. However, she did have a good time eating. However, they were only 2 or 3 stars away from advancing. In Tianhua City, where there were many powerful monsters, it took them a day and a night to advance to the Lightning Tribulation Realm. If they wanted to advance to the Law Realm, it would take several times longer, and that was under the condition that they had to fight all the time. Hence, it was getting more and more difficult to advance. After that, the heavenly starfruit was no longer useful. Lin Xian needed the third shopping center. The mission of the third shopping center was to capture Murong Qing. That was also difficult, however. The most important thing now was Ling Longshui and the rest, as well as Xiao Xinyue. Ling Longshui and the rest's mission was about to end, and Xiao Xinyue's mission meant that they didn't have to worry about the lack of jade marrow liquid for the future development of the Yixian Corporation. Lin Xian reached the Law Realm, and the gap between the realms was immediately apparent. The Law Realm was much stronger than the Lightning Tribulation Realm. Lin Xian even felt that if he didn't have the myriad bait heavenly prison, it would have been difficult to kill his opponent. However, the so-called law, Lin Xian didn't understand this. Ling Ying and Han Chushue also returned home one after another. They also tried to comprehend the law. Little you, how do you think the law is comprehended? Lin Xian asked as he drove Ling Longyue home. It's about perceiving your attribute. Generally, laws are comprehended according to your own attribute. However, there are some special cases where their laws and domains are completely different from their own attribute. That kind of is very difficult. Then how do you comprehend it? Lin Xian asked curiously. I don't know. My law is related to space. I don't understand that either. Ling Longyue shook her head and said while hugging the sleeping Dragoni. Then go ask your sister. Lin Xianran then brought Ling Longyue to their residence. Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue were lying on the sofa in their pajamas, watching TV under the blanket. Lin Xian swore that the inside of the blanket was absolutely fragrant. Back. Ling Longshui gently placed Dragony on the sofa on the other side of the room, then collapsed on the sofa next to Ling Longshui and the rest. So comfortable. Ling Longyue heaved a sigh of relief. Ling Longshui and Bing Lingyue looked at Lin Xian again. The law realm. Ling Longshui could sense Lin Xian's realm. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, I'm a one-star law realm expert now, so I came over to ask you about some methods of comprehending laws. Let me take you somewhere. Ling Longshui stood up from the sofa and put on a pair of pink slippers. It was obvious that she didn't buy the slippers herself. Ling Longyue probably bought them for her. Okay. Then Lin Xian and Ling Longshui disappeared. This is... Opening his eyes, Lin Xian found himself in an unfamiliar environment. It seemed to be a cave, but the heaven and earth spirit energy here was terrifyingly dense. However, Lin Xian wasn't sure if modern human warriors could cultivate without the help of the God's Child system. However, for those who didn't cultivate with the help of the system, such as the Devil Race and Bing Lingyue, this place was simply a holy land for cultivation. Ling Longshui walked in front and Lin Xian followed behind her. Ling Longshui's voice slowly came. This is a secret realm of my race, a small world. You and I have cultivated here for many years. This is your home? Lin Xian asked curiously. Ling Longshui nodded. Yes and no. It's just a place for cultivation, but it belongs to us. Is it as fragrant as your body? Ling Longshui. That's right, she decisively ignored Lin Xian's words. We're here. After about a minute, they walked through a stone door. This was the place Ling Longshui brought Lin Xian to. This was a cave, but it wasn't an ordinary cave. It wasn't big, and besides some simple furniture, there was a bed that was particularly eye-catching. This bed was a little like the ice bed Bing Lingyue was lying on when they first met. Above this bed was a huge 7-colored stone that shone brightly. Lin Xian believed that the dense heaven and earth spirit energy here was released by this 7-colored stone. Xiao Linglong. Lin Xian muttered behind them. Ling Longshui turned her beautiful face and looked at him in confusion. I didn't expect you to be this kind of person. Ling Longshui frowned slightly. What was wrong with her? However, Lin Xian's next words made her furious. She even wanted to kick Lin Xian out. I just advanced to the law realm. I didn't expect you to be so impatient to drag me to bed. Can't you let me be mentally prepared? Lin Xian had a shy look on his face. Ling Longshui. Really, she wanted to beat this shameless person up. Do you want to die? She said faintly. Hee, I'll be a romantic ghost if I die under a peony. Ling Longshui. Then let's go back. Don't. You said that I'm pursuing you now. What's wrong with flirting with you? Isn't that normal? When did you pursue me? Ling Longshui glanced at Lin Xian. F***ck, you're not admitting it again. Last time you lost a bet and said that you'd give me a chance to pursue you. In theory, I've been pursuing you all this time. It's just that you didn't agree. Ling Longshui nodded slightly and didn't continue the topic with Lin Xian. She said, the spiritual energy of heaven and earth here is very dense. Most importantly, The crystal above us is a law heavenly crystal. It contains all the law powers that my ancestors have been able to collect since ancient times. Back then you and I tried to comprehend the law powers here, hoping to comprehend the law powers beyond your element. However, we failed. However, you can try. Even if you can't comprehend the law powers beyond your element, you should be able to quickly comprehend some law powers with the help of the countless laws in this law heavenly crystal. Lin Xian's eyes lit up when he heard Ling Long Shue's words. *CK. Little Ling Long is really beautiful on the outside. He. If he married her in the future, wouldn't her countless treasures be his? Then Lin Xian leaped and decisively jumped onto the bed. Xiao Linglong, is this the bed you used to lie on? How blissful, Lin Xian said with a smile. Linglong Shui, hurry up and comprehend it. I'll protect you. After saying that, she sat down at the side. With a wave of her hand, a pot of tea and a teacup appeared in front of her. She sat down elegantly. Lin Xian closed his eyes. Chapter 732. Remember, don't try to comprehend the power of law that surpasses your own. Otherwise it will be very dangerous. Linglong Shui added. Lin Xian circulated his own power, and the surrounding spiritual energy of heaven and earth began to surge into his body rapidly. Linglong Shui, who was next to him, drank her tea while looking at Lin Xian. She knew that under normal circumstances, there would not be much danger. However, the situation now was different. The spirit stone would give Lin Xian too much spiritual energy when he cultivated. This kind of spiritual energy boost could even be fatal for someone in the law realm. Sometimes it was not good to have too much spiritual energy of heaven and earth. It was too easy to go berserk, explode and die. Therefore, she needed to protect Lin Xian. If it were not for Lin Xian's great help to her, and she could see that Lin Xian wanted to comprehend the law as soon as possible, she would not have brought Lin Xian here. Only she and Linglong Shui had been here before, so it could be considered half their home. However, perhaps she was not too clear about it. In fact, the main reason was that Linglong Shui cared about Lin Xian. Because she cared about him, she thought of him. At this moment, Lin Xian felt as if he was wandering in a starry universe. There were countless planets in this starry universe, and each planet seemed to contain a completely different power. With a thought, Lin Xian, who was in his divine sea, flew to one of the planets. When Lin Xian landed on it, he could feel the boundless heat. It was so hot that it made him feel extremely uncomfortable. This should be some kind of law related to the fire attribute. Lin Xian muttered to himself. A law related to the fire attribute was not the fire attribute. It only meant that one's flames could ignore the opponent's defensive aura shield. Perhaps after releasing this law, the power of one's flames would increase, just like how Bing Lingyue's law could increase her ice attribute power. There was a substantial difference. An attribute was an attribute. Even if one was a type of attribute, it was only a branch of the attribute that supported one's strength. That's right, this was the feeling of a law, supporting one's strength. In the outside world, Lin Xian was sweating all over. Naturally, this scene was also seen by Lin Xian. Flames. Linglong Shui frowned slightly. He was of the space attribute. How could he directly comprehend a certain attribute related to flames? A cultivator could only comprehend laws related to their own attribute. The other type was unrelated, but it did not belong to any attribute. In any case, fire was an attribute. Suddenly, she understood something. That's right. This bastard did not only have the space attribute. He also had lightning, ice and poison. This scene made her understand that Lin Xian even had the fire attribute. Linglong Shui did not know what to say. In any case, she was envious. The demon clan was born with one element, and 99% of the human clan was born with one element. The rest were born with 2, 3, and almost none of them had more than 3. However, Lin Xian seemed to have 5. What kind of monster was he? He was really mysterious. Lin Xian shook his head in the star. No, it's too mediocre. This is not the law I want. Then he flew to another star. When Lin Xian landed on this star, he could clearly feel the lightning attribute permeating the air. However, as for what kind of law it was, Lin Xian still needed to comprehend it. Sizzle. At this moment, lightning surrounded Lin Xian's body. You're the best at comprehending the space law. The others are much worse than the space law. Ling Longshui muttered to herself. No, it's still not enough. It's not what I want. Lin Xian then flew to another star. Space. Lin Xian's eyes focused. This was what he was more concerned about. Then Lin Xian sat on it to comprehend. This should be the law of space creation. After comprehending for more than 10 minutes, Lin Xian opened his eyes. Space creation was a kind of top-notch power. It was something that could not be released no matter how powerful one's space attribute was. For example, one could compress space and jump space. However, space creation was another plane. It could only be done when one reached the law level. Its effect was actually very simple. It was creation. Could create a new space. If one was powerful enough, they could create a new world. That's right. You could create a small world. It really existed. However, it was just a space. There was no air, light, or anything else inside. Therefore, it seemed very powerful. However, there was a crucial problem. What was the use of it? Yes, it was useless. It was powerful, but it was useless. If only I could create everything instead of just a space. Lin Xian sighed and then prepared to leave. Suddenly, Lin Xian stopped in his tracks. Create everything. Lin Xian's eyes suddenly lit up. Space creation law and creation law were two different things. Then, could he create everything? Wasn't this a law power that was separated from the attribute? Lin Xian also felt that it was very powerful. Thinking of this, Lin Xian glanced around. There were countless planets around him, and each planet was a law. There were countless things in them, and he wanted to create everything. He wanted to possess something extraordinary, something different from others. Then he had to try. Creation law, let me try. Let me see if I can comprehend it. Lin Xian then sat there and his spirit sea surged. Among the stars, hundreds of millions of planets flew towards Lin Xian and revolved around Lin Xian. Time passed slowly. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. That's right. 3 days had passed. Ling Longshui was shocked. What was he doing? If he had already comprehended the law and started to fully comprehend it, it would only take half a day. Moreover, he was so talented. It wouldn't take long. Then, she waited here for Lin Xian for 3 days. During these 3 days, the outside world was really anxious. The signal couldn't be transmitted. If Ling Longshui hadn't thought of some people around Lin Xian and returned home to tell Bing Lingyue, Ling Ying, Lin Ya and the others would have cried because there was no news about Lin Xian for 3 days. They knew that he had enemies outside. Would he, however, they finally got news from Bing Lingyue and were relieved. Ling Longshui left and returned in less than 10 seconds. At this moment, Lin Xian had lost all consciousness. He didn't know what state he was in. It was as if he had entered a state where he was constantly creating and was very excited. However, in the stars he opened his eyes. His eyes flashed with surprise because he seemed to have succeeded a little. He was really going to succeed. He even lost his mind a little. However, he didn't know his current state. After that, he spat out a mouthful of blood. Puff, Lin Xian in the outside world also spat out a mouthful of blood without warning. You're tuning in to the Whispers of Romance YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.